All right, a very good evening to you folks here on Speed Gaming 3. Welcome to the next match in the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer Cross Game Cup. We got a great one for you today, folks. Today, we have got the Dragoneers of Emblem and RoboScout versus Shun of Reed Whaley and THK573. I'm Captain MD13, and at the moment, I am joined by Peer Roulette. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Can't wait for this race ahead. Another really high tier race. I know certainly quite a few of these players, but I am curious to see exactly how they perform against each other. I'm not super experienced. I've had a lot more time to view the play styles of the last game I commentated, so I'm not quite sure what to expect.
Yeah, indeed. This will be quite an interesting matchup for sure. Now, it's just the first week of the 5 rounds of Swiss, so everybody's vying for their first initial placements. So, for those who are not familiar with the Cross Game Cup settings, we have no runners agreements today, so it's standard tournament settings. But to explain what is going on here, the upper runners on your screen, RoboScout and THK, are playing Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube, and the lower team members, Emblem and Reed Whaley, are playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube. And they need to beat both of their games, but they could find each other's items in their seeds. So the Prime 1 player may be sending over Light Beam to player 2, while the Prime 2 player may be sending over Gravity Suit to player 1. We will see how that goes when the logic decides to get funny with us, but it looks like we are off.
Yeah, that's true. We are off. So we're likely going to see a few things right out of the gate. Space Jump First is going to be the most immediate thing that we're going to be experiencing. It's the first item we'll be getting from either game. While our Prime 2 players are going to be very, very slowly grabbing Dark Alpha Splinter.
All right, so it looks like in the main energy controller, our first item is some Prime 1 missiles, which is excellent because that will give...
And Amber Translator in Alcove. That's very nice.
All right, we got a hint that Light Beam is exactly 2 rooms from Portal Access A, which means it must be in Sand Cache or Mining Station Access. Not a whole lot of options it can be, thankfully. I did not see what that was under the ship.
I didn't either. I wasn't looking, darn.
I am going to take a look at the playback.
In either case, our Prime 2 players are scanning their gates and entering the fight with Splinter.
And Chad is enlightening me that it was Emerald Translator onto the ship. So already 2 very early translators, and the Echoes players do start out with Violet Translator in these settings. This is to avoid a...
This is to avoid unbalanced seeds, because otherwise it's a lot disproportionately likely that Prime 1 will have a lot more stuff to do than Prime 2.
Well, not even that. If Violet Translator doesn't show up in the first 2 items in Echoes, then the runners are immediately basically just chilling and waiting for stuff to happen. But they
exactly.
Luckily, there are missiles in Artifact Temples, so our Echoes runners will receive a little bit of ammo to assist them on the Alpha Splinter fight.
It's not too tough with just Charge Beam, but it's absolutely good for speeding things along. But getting those early translators on top of the one we start with is definitely not a given, so it's going to be very nice for our players.
All right, now
because this is going to be more hints, it's going to be more information, and it's going to be more access. Really good items to have.
Indeed. Now, folks at home, get your notes out because we're going to probably be seeing our Prime 1 artifacts quite soon. Both runners need to get 9 keys total individually. So the Prime 1 player needs 9 artifacts. The Prime 2 player needs 9 Sky Temple keys. So it's 9 MacGuffins on both sides. So even balance there. And simultaneous Dark Alpha Splinter kills reveals Echo's Space Jump.
Very nice, very nice. That really is just absolutely critical to progressing through Echoes.
Now, it should be noted that for this match, the Echoes players do not have cross-game models enabled. So, for example, the energy tank that they see up top in Transport B Access could belong to either player, but we won't know until they pick it up or scan it.
But items that are specific to Prime will not be so ambiguous.
Indeed.
They will all just appear as that generic model, so, if it's like the gravity suit or whatever, it's just going to be generic.
Indeed. Now, it looks like we're seeing both runners in the Prime side immediately go to Transport Tunnel B in order to get the item located down there, which is the
Missile
missile launcher.
launcher.
Ooh, very good logical implications. That now means our runners can actually fire stuff without difficulty. Is that a decal on Reed's arm cannon?
Wow,
You
that,
noticed
that
that?
that goes against regulation. We're gonna have to confiscate that after the match.
I'm just noticing that right now. I'm not sure.
That's an instant DQ. I'm sorry.
But that
Not
missile
actually.
launcher
I'm
gives the
joking.
Prime player their space jump boots, so both runners immediately, or both team members on both sides immediately getting space jump boots nice and early. That's a very big boost, especially on Prime.
Yeah,
Space
this
jump.
this might be a bit of a fast seed. We haven't found screw attack yet.
That is true. Screw attack historically in these seeds has shown up quite early. Looks like we haven't seen our Prime 1 hints yet. Our runners haven't taken the time to scan them. This is quite typical for
Well,
Prime
they
1
just haven't
players.
read them. You know, they scan them, of course, but they're saving that
Right.
in the vault for later when they have to make some big decisions. Right now, the path forward is pretty clear, so that's not important.
Indeed.
In theory, you could save some time if you happen to find an artifact by chance, but it's pretty marginal.
All right, we're getting our first key bearer hint, which discovers that there is Reed's missile system in a curse lake, so that's dead. And a hint reading that Umos 2 is dead. And there's screw attack in transport to Aegon, so space jump screw attack for the Echoes player.
I spoke too soon. And it looks like THK is going to be doing the dash to get this item on Grapple Ledge. I'm not sure what it was.
It looks like it was an Aegon key. It's a little harder to see because of the darker blue font. Also
Yeah, that's
because
really
of our
unfortunate.
yeah, it's also our restream quality a little bit. So an early Aegon key is quite the implication, especially considering everything in Main Plaza besides the tree is in logic with Space Jump alone.
Yes, yes.
Oh, we are getting our first hints, so get your notepads out for Prime 1. It is
Artifact of Truth is somewhere. I can't read that.
Echoes Transit Station, Echoes Communications Area, Prime Security Access A, so Upper Mines, Phazon Processing Center in Upper Mines, Torvis Temple in in Echoes, that's fine.
Hazen Cliff. Okay, that's Sync.
Aerial Training Site,
ATS.
that's not too bad given this equipment. Main
Main
Quarry in
Quarry.
Mines,
That's pretty easy. Temple Access.
that's okay, but that logically needs Echo Visor. All right, so the artifacts aren't immediately extreme, I would
Is that
say.
vanilla?
Mm-hmm. It is. Vanilla Morph.
But yeah, those artifacts, the big thing I would say is that they're just kind of spread out. So we have to go to a lot of places, even if we don't have to go particularly deep.
Well, for the Prime 1 player, all of their artifacts are in their seeds are in mines, so...
Oh, that's true. That's true. I was more thinking. I guess having two games kind of makes it feel a little more broad than it actually is.
Oh, there were 2 Aegon keys in Main Plaza. Interesting. Let's see. We have Quad guarding a missile, as revealed by the Amber Hint in Mining Station Access. Excuse me.
And did you already say that Umos 2 was dead?
Yes.
All right, then that's going to be a weight off of our runner's shoulders, certainly. And was that just a missile in Ruined Nursery?
I think so. All right, Emblem is interestingly going to go all the way over to Central Mining Station. This item is definitely
Supers in Gallery. Supers in Ruined Gallery. That's very nice.
Echo Supers as well. So that's quite the big play for the Echoes player, because Super Missiles does a lot of favors in the Echoes seed, not only for combat but especially for doors. It's much more prevalent for checks as compared to Prime 1, where I think it's only needed for 3 or 4.
Yeah, there's the one in Pirate Labs. There's obviously the tree, and I think there's probably one in Mines.
MQB, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But I can't think of anything outside of those 3.
Not a whole lot going on in the Hive Totems. Not often we see the Hive Totems less than 10, this close to the 10-minute mark.
Was that Light Beam in Sand Cache?
It was, yes.
All right, that's a nice find. Although Dark Beam is probably a better find.
Dark Beam is definitely the more explosive beam to open up a seed for sure, but Light Beam does give us a few things. Although if Dark Beam is late to the bandwagon, that does make the seed get awkward pretty fast. Also, that was a vanilla missile launcher for Prime.
Emblem trying to use screw attack to get up onto these higher platforms.
Yeah, with this equipment, I do believe Space Jump Screw Attack does put this in logic because you can screw attack the grates in Command Center access. You just have to make sure to not accidentally morph again, otherwise you're basically screwed.
That could be a bit of a nuisance to get, though, so it looks like Emblem's turning back.
Alright, we're seeing the Mining Station A hint, which reveals to us that the Morph Ball Bomb can be found up to 3 rooms away from, I think that was Ventilation Area A. So up
Okay,
to
so
3
that's
rooms...
Prime?
No, that's Echoes. Vent
Oh,
Shaft
darn.
is Prime. So up to 3 rooms from Vent Area A can basically put it anywhere between Mine Shaft and Sand Processing.
Alright.
It cannot... the Temple Aegon Energy Controller is 4 rooms away, so that's too far.
Yeah, my money's on sand processing.
Sand Processing would be far, but I think it's an up to, so it can be anywhere in between. We did see a grapple beam in Upper Shrine. I'm not sure if we called attention to that yet.
That is pretty notable, but we do already have our space jump, so it's not the most important thing at this stage in the game.
Very true.
A lot of grapple beam you can skip if you're good at dashes, which these players are.
All right, and on Bomb Guardian itself, we have the said hinted Morph Ball bombs.
Vanilla. I guess it's more like French vanilla because it was our prime players' morph ball bombs.
Now, Emblem realizing that unfortunately no bombs means no Aegon Energy Controller check, which is a bit unfortunate because that does also reveal a hint if we could
What's
get
that
back there.
in Vault that they're stopping to get?
It looks to be, I think it's a Metroid. I can't tell at this distance.
It looked a bit like an E-Tank, but I think you're probably right.
It might be an E-Tank because E, especially for Echoes, is quite significant. It is Prime E, yeah, because there's no energy tanks otherwise at the moment. Now, we do know that Emerald Translator was in landing site as well, and I think that's been now retrieved by THK. Yes, it has.
We're going to see a check of frigate crash site, it looks like. Oh, wait, I think we already did. They're just coming back now.
I don't think Frigate Crash Site had any notable progression.
Yeah, I think I probably would have noticed a change in the tracker.
Now, one thing that does make the Bomb Guardian fight easier for both runners is that they are currently both packing super missiles in Echoes, so one super missile shot is enough for Bomb Guardian as he only has like 160 HP or something along that line. Storage D, in this case, contains a missile, so Emblem cannot retrieve that, but using Screw Attack can hit this crystal switch, therefore
Missed
granting...
it by just a bit. This actually counts as a dark beam shot for whatever reason on that particular gate. There's a lot of very weird damage, vulnerability. I wouldn't call them bugs so much as things that the developers forgot. My favorite is probably that you can kill Flogger just by hitting it with Wave Buster for ages. It takes 230 missiles, but it's technically possible.
Yeah, now what the big deal about screw attacking that gate though is that if Dark Beam was not in Storage D, which in this case it was not, we still have access to the rest of labs with no difficulty whatsoever. Well, actually, no, we don't. We cannot reach bioenergy production without bombs, which currently Echoes does not have yet.
Yeah, you can't get through the Morph Ball maze, or tunnel rather, without bombs.
We're seeing
because otherwise you can't break the lasers.
Indeed, and with bombs in tow, THK is going to perform the Arbor Chamber out of bounds to get the item in there, and I did not see what it was. I'm going to have to look at the playback. Oh, Chad is saying, and the auto tracker confirms it, actually. It was Phazon suit.
Well, that takes care of that. That's sort of one of our mystery items that can show up just wherever it feels like.
Yeah,
it's really good to get that out of the way.
That's something you definitely don't want to go hunting for yet, especially because it can be literally anywhere except Phazon Mining Tunnel.
Yeah, we have, it looks like, our Vari suit and our Phazon suit taken care of.
Yeah, Varia was
RoboScoot
in.
hasn't found the Phazon suit.
Yeah, but I don't think RoboScout's going to be too far because I'm fairly confident he's well aware of the out of bounds.
Oh yeah. It's one of the more common that we're going to be seeing. It's very very simple to do. Uh, it's something that's going to be very popular this tournament.
For sure. Now,
PHK heading into Magmore now.
ooh, yeah, there's a few things we can do in here with bombs and
Oh,
various
that
suit in
looks like
tow.
something.
I think it's an Echo's missile tank. The
Just looked a bit out of place.
Echo's models are visible in Prime just fine, but they are currently disabled for Echo's players. There's no Prime models in Echo's because that's only allowable via runner's agreement because there are some. Ooh,
Oh,
that's a ball upgrade. It is Reed's
Spider
Spider Ball.
Ball. Yeah, unfortunately, it causes a slight decrease in performance and, more importantly, a chance of a crash, which is a lot of us feel just is not within the competitive spirit. So it has to be enabled only if the runners agree to it.
Indeed, yeah. There was some evidence of that in my race yesterday um, versus Op and Mighty Caesar, where we had some areas, especially like Robo Scout missed the out of bounds and fell straight down to the bottom of Root Cave.
That's going to be a setback.
All right, so Emblem has now reached save station C in labs and might be considering a warp to start here in a bit. With Bomb Guardian out of the picture, Dark Missile Trooper is now in play.
Just a missile in Warrior Shrine. No power bombs to get the lower item.
But it looks like Robo Scout's going to try again, and we do know this is going to pay out for him as it will net Phazon suit. And Chad, I think, is saying that the Key Bear hint in Battleground was a beam-related upgrade.
That's no good. Let's hope it was an ammo expansion.
For Prime, so that's actually quite
Oh,
significant. That can
oh
either be a combo
no.
or a beam. So that's 50-50 in either direction. Looks like Robo is stuck on some collision, but needs to fix this a little bit. Hasn't quite made it through the ceiling yet. I could be wrong, but I think Robo Scout's a little bit to the side.
I'm not sure. I haven't done that in ages.
Never mind.
And there's the Phazon suit.
And indeed, we are seeing our Echoes runners return to Temple Grounds to begin the Temple Grounds loop. Again, a lot in play, but there
Dark
is...
Beam in Triclops Pit. Or, sorry, Storage Cavern.
Indeed. So that does, in fact, give our Echoes runners quite a few options. That gives them Storage B, Storage D. That gives them access to Doomed Entry and In Cache 1, as well as Battleground.
Yeah, that just opens things right up.
And we're seeing our runners, we're seeing Reed here open the path to landing site here, while Emblem goes for the GFMC play. Now, no explosives in tow yet, so Emblem cannot check this item. Screw Attack, unfortunately, does not work.
Yeah, you would think it does. It works on a lot of other things, but not on the glass seal and communications area. And we're going to be seeing a DMT out of Reed Whaley. Dark Missile Trooper. It's... Gotta warn you, blink and you'll miss it.
Well, immediately after finding Dark Beam, THK finds Dark Burst in Lava Lake.
Hey, we don't have bombs yet. That could be useful. We don't have
it could be.
yet.
All right, we get a look at GFMC, and it is just a missile expansion for Prime 1. Now, something that should be noted is that the Randovania server does remember what you picked up and does not send duplicates. So duping the missile in this case in GFMC would actually not benefit RoboScout.
Yes, it actually stores the specific ID of every item as well as just what it is. And part of this is so that it can give it back to you if you die and respawn, and part of it is, well, is that it just prevents duping.
Yeah, and at this point, actually, an interesting point is that we should be able to actually go into Warrior's Walk with this equipment. Now, I'm not sure what the And it looks like, according to chat, suitless Inkclaw damage is enabled, and I think at beginner difficulty you are expected to walk through the Inkclaws in Battleground to reach Warrior's Walk. So that check is in fact in play, courtesy of Super Missiles.
And what was that under the save station?
Looks like Emblem's going to use Screw Attack to find out for us.
It looks
is
blue. It was an energy tank.
Prime E. Yeah, Prime E, both Prime and Echo Z are certainly quite important, but I would say Echo's E starts to diminish a little bit if suits start to come in play. Like, Echo's players could probably finish the whole seed on Dark Suit 3 energy tanks if Light Suit's not needed for anything otherwise.
Yeah, the Echo's bosses are just much less of a drain on health. Prime 1 has some pretty demanding final boss fights, so having only a few energy tanks can be pretty risky. I know these runners have certainly played the game a lot, but it really, I've seen plenty of people die to Prime Exo.
Oh yeah, Prime Exo gave me trouble in my first playthrough. Now, granted, I first played Prime when I was like 8, but...
I mean, that's better than I did. I didn't get to them. I couldn't find all the artifacts.
Actually, was I? It might have been 9 or 10. But
I got stuck on Omega for a while, but I made it past eventually, only to get stonewalled.
Alright, Robo is about to send Dark to Emblem, and has done so, and now THK is going to resume a dive through Chozo. This might be a play to... it's not a play to Lava Lake. It might be going through Magmore to Vendrana. I don't think, actually. No, this is to check the gallery tunnel, which was missiles.
Alright, that's nothing of importance.
We're going to get the hint in GFMC in a second.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good information out of this.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a tremendous amount of, like, we've gotten most of the items that have been hinted so far. And let's see what this says. Warning, Dark Aether's atmosphere is dangerous. Energized safe zones do not last forever. On the subject of Dark Aether, again, we have access to Warrior's Walk, which means we have access to Jump Guardian. So it's actually quite possible our next progression could be on the GFMC ship.
Yeah, it's possible. We won't know it yet. Not until we do that and come back. Right now, it's hidden from us.
Alright, in the meantime, Emblem's next stop appears to be back towards... is this Aegon or Dark Missile Trooper? This is Aegon again, by the looks of it. Nope.
Yeah,
maybe.
Oh, reconsidering. Yeah, DMT, here we come. The scan visor is useful in gathering information.
Indeed it is.
Dragoneers heading back up to Chozo Ruins.
Alright, so unfortunately with this equipment, there's not a whole lot left for the Prime player to work with. We're going to see Reed to make a quick dive to Phazon grounds, perfectly in logic with this, well, in logic with this equipment, but very dangerous. There's only about 30 seconds of Dark Aether time on Reed's current health. So, not counting any additional time granted via increased resistance of Screw Attack. So, Reed's gonna be making a big push near it. Now, if this is a Prime item, taking a death wouldn't be the biggest deal, because...
Ooh, it takes a bit of damage there. That's no good. That's no good at all.
Yeah, Reed got hit by a Dark Beam shot from the Dark Commandos.
Yeah, that can be some nasty business right there.
And it looks to be a red key. That could be the last Aegon key. And again, there's not much keeping that out of logic. I honestly don't think...
Let's hope it's Inghive.
It is not.
Oh, that's the last Aegon key. Oh, goodness.
Now, I do see some energy drops on the field, and it looks like Reed managed to snag a blue. So that should afford him just enough time to make it back to the safe zones in... what's it's called, but this is still very, very tight. Oh, that might have been a KO because there is not enough drops on the field.
Ouch. But that is some important intel. That is something that we are going to need to know.
Now, about that, typically in most rooms, the drop system doesn't kick in until the second enemy is killed. So only killing the one enemy in Phazon Pit there is not going to spawn a drop pretty much every time. So that's a bit of an F in the chat for for Reed. Now, thankfully, it looks like he's safety saved and warped to starts semi-recently, so isn't missing out on a tremendously large number of items. In fact, looking at the auto trackers, I think there's no difference between either player right now in Echoes. So it is a knowledge advantage on Team Aushun's part.
Yeah, that could really be very, very useful if it turns out that Morbus is holding the keys to the castle.
And actually, Chad brings up a good point as well, because of something about something regarding multi-world damage logic is that there is none, so it is entirely possible that that Dark Aegon key is in fact in play.
Oh, what was the underwater item in Watery Hall? I didn't quite catch it.
It was a missile expansion, I believe.
All right, so that's pretty much dead.
And dark ammo in Upper Watery Hall. I did not see what that was in Command Center. Emblem scanned it, and I didn't get a chance to read the text in time. I will consult the playback. Gathering Hall has Prime E. And it looks like in Command Center that might be Sunburst question mark? Oh no, it's a Prime
Space
missile.
jump hint for THK already. Everyone has them already.
I was about to say, Space Jump's been acquired across the board, but Storage B contained the gravity boost. And with
really?
this, and actually that is quite significant because with what we know and the fact that we have super missiles and Amber Translator and Light Beam,
Emerald Translator.
no,
That could be lower Torvus, yeah.
well, I was going to say we have Torvus access because the Amber Light Beam allows us to go down Great Temple to get to Meeting Grounds.
Oh, you're right. I don't know, I was just mostly thinking Emerald because once you're in Torvus, that's really, really helpful.
Yeah, and I wonder how many players are going to see that message that Reed just scanned.
Now, what message would that be?
I wonder how many players will see this message.
That doesn't answer my question, but whatever. We'll move on.
But, a Dark Visor has been found in Doomed Entry, so that's a big deal because that actually opens up the in-cache in Battleground, which we know is a very significant chance of being a progression item for Prime 1. Now, granted, it could also be Flamethrower or Wave Buster, which was not what we're looking for, but we wouldn't say no to Ice Spreader.
Ice Spreader is just really, really helpful to have for the final boss. Wave Buster is marginally useful on like Wave Pirates and not much else. Flamethrower is of course necessary to validate the run, so I don't think they'll be turning up their nose at either of them.
Alright, we're seeing Emblem here go ahead and drop the Watch Out. Oh, the chat's enlightening me that it was Dark
Oh, what's
Oasis
that? Is
had
that
the beam
Supers?
upgrade.
Is
It
that
is
Prime
Supers
on Incinerator Drone.
That's nice.
It's good for
we
combat.
Well, slow down, see? We found an Annihilator beam there in Cache 1. So Echoes is almost fully decked out. They've got all their beams, but no bombs.
And we do still need that Echo Visor.
Indeed. There is a life support system and there's Sonic Boom in Torvus Lagoon.
Boom.
But yeah, that is a life support system in Poison Bog for Prime 1. So that could be either an energy tank or gravity suit.
For a second, I thought Reed Whaley was about to get air underwater to go grab the Sonic Boom, and I was gonna lose it.
Could do.
And RoboScout getting their supers.
Alright, and now we're seeing Emblem go grab the items in Battleground. With Annihilator, this fight is actually free, and I do believe that is a ball upgrade in Battleground as well, and I have no idea what that is.
We'll find out. Oh, it bonked on the invisible platform.
And I did see that the item in Battleground appears to be a Spider Ball. So we know that Prime 2's Spider Ball is in Shore Tunnel, so this is going to be Prime 1 Spider Ball.
Nice thing about Annihilator Beam is that it just attracts the Ing like a magnet, and it just instantly zaps them. So this fight totally
Ooh. Here's some good information.
Power bomb.
One of the main power bombs is exactly 2 rooms away from Dark Aegon Key 1.
Which was in, what, Phazon Grounds?
Phazon Grounds. So it's literally either in Reliquary or in Profane Path.
That could be handy later down the line.
All right, and we're seeing what the other, what the life support and battleground is. It was in fact an energy tank.
Well, hey, Prime players, energy tanks, they're a good combination.
Now, you notice also that Reed's hint said a power bomb. So that means that Echoes has both main power bombs. And you see there...
we're over kind of grammar sticklers at Randovania. We do actually change whether it says A or and, depending on how many there are. Or A or the, rather.
Indeed. And it looks like Robo just did Emblem a huge favor and sent an energy tank from Lower Furnace.
Yeah, that instant refill is going to be quite convenient. We're probably going to just knock out Jump Guardian while we're here.
Yeah, personally I prefer to check Broom Closet before Jump Guardian so I don't have to jump back up after the fight, but at the same time, given that we have Space Jump, Screw Attack, and Super Missiles plus Light Beam to make this fight, this Jump Guardian beat down an absolute choke.
Oh, is that an ETM on Torvis Temple?
It is an artifact.
Oh, is that? Yeah,
we already know it's a Prime 1 artifact.
For some reason, I was getting that mixed up with Torvis Energy Controller.
Now, weird quirk about Jump Guardians, though Emblem definitely Super Missile Jump Guardians health to 0. Unfortunately, you do have to deliver an extra shot after 0 to result in the KO. Again, because Echoes.
Well, hey, it makes sense, because it's not going to play its death animation while it's invisible.
Ooh, and Emblem has just sent Boost Ball over to Robo Scout courtesy of Jump Guardian. That's... The Prime player is looking in pretty good position to
that's a Power
do a lot
Bomb
of stuff.
expansion in the tree.
That is also a big break for the Echoes player, because now they can do most bomb-related checks. We're seeing an Echoes missile located in Junction Site.
Yeah, you bring that up. We actually haven't seen our bombs for Echoes. That's usually something you find a little earlier.
All right, and I did not see what was located in Torvis Energy Controller. Oh, Reed can't check Torvis Energy Controller. No bombs.
And we are seeing a Flagra play out of THK.
What Flagra play? Plant's already dead. Now now Emblem has validated picking up an ETM out of Incash 4, and it looks like we're actually going to see RoboScout do a reverse Flagra here with supers and perfectly logical Spider Ball.
I do not know how many times I've seen that. It can't be very many.
And Flagra contains a Prime Power Bomb.
That's nice.
So now both sides do have a Power Bomb available to them.
We'll see what Ghosts have. We do have our Prime Supers, so that's not going to be a hard fight at all.
Indeed. Looks like it was a missile tank in Crossroads. Now, Reed unfortunately can't use the elevator to get to the bottom end of Torvis Temple, because that is triggered actually by getting the item in Torvis Energy Controller, which we cannot get.
No bombs. Don't we have a Dark Burst, though?
We have Dark Burst, but I don't know how confident our runners are with bombless bomb slots in general, so regardless, THK has nailed the early wild there without Spider Ball. Well done.
Very nice, very nice. That is quite a tricky trick to do.
So we're in a bit of an interesting scenario here. So the Echoes player actually can't access Lower Torvis right now because they need to bomb up the tunnel getting to Torvis Temple from the bottom. So they're still locked out of that area until they find Seeker Missiles and Boost Ball as an alternative option.
And did we see what was in Broom Closet yet?
We have not. Emblem is about to show us right now.
Get ready for janitorial duty. We have a missile in Broom Closet.
And that is not getting cleaned up, so some janitors the Echoes players are. No, I'm kidding. So, this is a very peculiar position for the Echoes players right now because there's not a tremendous amount they can check at the moment. In fact, I'm actually trying to think this through. I think they're dangerously close to BK mode.
Yeah, it's looking
Ooh.
that way.
Now that's a Metroid there on Flagra. That could be Cobalt Translator, but that's about it, yeah.
Dark ammo expansion on ghosts.
Alright, so Plant in general didn't have that much. The Power Bomb tank is nice, but that's about it. I didn't see what was in Ruined Fountain, though, so I don't know if that's also
I think it was Prime 2 missiles.
Okay, so Flagra not required by arbitrary clean water checks. That being said, with this equipment, the Prime players can access Magma Pool courtesy of that Power Bomb.
Yeah, that's on the table now.
Unfortunately, that's about all they can do. So yeah, a bit of a very interesting scenario we've got going on here, where the Prime players do have a lot to check, a lot to do without beams. They've got no beams, but all their movement and morph ball systems. Whereas the Echoes players have all their morph ball systems and beams, but no ball upgrades.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna start limiting their options. They both still have quite a bit to do individually. We've seen most of their options just being able to view all of the stuff they're doing, but they're going to be running out soon. We're going to see the item in GFMC and maybe the power bomb item on the way.
Oh, we're definitely going to see the Dynamo Chamber item and Communications area, because we couldn't check that earlier either. So yeah, Emblem has 3 items to
Communications area we know is mandatory. That's one of our artifacts.
Very true.
A light expansion on the way.
All right, looks like Magma Pool, not really a cool area, sorry, was another missile tank. And Dynamo Chamber, yeah, I think you mentioned earlier, was a beam ammo tank, so nothing of significance in that department either.
Nope, not at all.
And Communications area is going to send the second artifact over to Robo Scout, although I think that is his first. Because yeah, only Reed's been to Torvis to deliver the Torvis Temple artifact.
Yeah, that's true.
Would somebody in chat do me a huge favor, actually, and paste the artifact hints once again?
I am curious. We haven't seen any STKs yet.
That is
I'm
very
wondering
true.
where those are hiding, because I'm thinking those might have some pretty nasty positions that we haven't seen a single one yet.
Alright, so we're seeing Reed take a very interesting play here and just peak Plane of Dark Worship. There's no way with this equipment that we're able to get it. If we had a couple more energy tanks with Screw Attack, it is absolutely possible to damage run your way to the item and back, but it is quite difficult on 4 energy tanks.
And let's see what's in Wind Chamber. Can you quite make that out?
Not quite. That would appear to be a Sky Temple key in Plane of Dark Worship.
Yeah, we gotta get those.
Reed is going for it. Reed, you do not have enough energy.
I think he's counting on Screw Attack to carry him, but I'm not so sure that's a smart
Even
strategy.
with Screw Attack, the amount of time it takes to turn around is just not enough. It takes way too long to turn around.
Yeah, that's gonna be another, time cost. You don't want to be paying that tax.
And it looks like there's no major items in Grand Wind Chamber. This can be picked up with just Screw Attack, using a slope jump from the outermost platform to the right there. And yeah, that's an Echoes missile, so nothing of importance there.
Did we see what was on the ship yet?
We have not. Emblem is going back for it right now. And it is another missile.
Nothing.
Ooh, we are dangerously low on checks here. Let me think. We can't get to lower Torvis.
Can we do a Sank entrance? I don't think we can.
No, we need Boost Ball at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And Echoes doesn't have Spider Ball yet either, so we need Boost and Spider at the bare minimum. One Power Bomb is enough to do it, although, again, main Power Bombs we know are chilling in possibly Profane Path or something like that, so...
Yeah, these Dark Temple grounds checks are really just being absolutely trolly today.
Yeah, and Phase on Grounds is a very difficult check to route in efficiently, because without Dark Visor Seekers, the only way to get to it is either to go one way through GFMC or to go to the temple and then go back down. But if you go through the temple to go back down, you can't go through GFMC to continue a Temple Grounds route. So that is something you unfortunately very much have to deal with in your procedures here. But it looks like we're going to see THK Tech Transport Tunnel A, and he may be our first runner into Phendrana Drifts.
Yeah, we saw RoboScout grab the missile expansion here earlier, but did not go into Phendrana.
Yeah, with this equipment, not a whole lot of Phendrana is in logic. I think the only things we can actually do are... well, THK doesn't have Spider Ball yet, because Reed hasn't picked it up out of... it was in Dark Aegon somewhere. Oh no, it's in... Reed Spider Ball is in Short Tunnel, which THK might be going to get pretty soon, actually.
Yeah, probably right now, I would hope.
Probably going to check Fiery Shores lower, or upper rather, now that he has the Power Bomb.
Yeah, might as well get that all in one swoop.
But yeah, with Spider Ball and Power Beam only, the only checks we can get are Ice Ruins East Spider Track, Lighthouse. I don't think we can get to Courtyard without Wave Beam.
Missile on Fiery Shore.
And Chapel of the Elders. So yeah, the Prime 1 players don't have a lot of options either.
RoboScout also grabbing the Spider Ball here.
Alright, so both runners have Spider Ball, or both Echoes runners now have Spider Ball, or about to have Spider Ball.
Emblem finally going to be doing the Dark Missile Trooper loop. Remind me, did Reed Whaley have the power bombs when they were coming through this way?
He did not, so Hive Chamber B is going to be new information.
B. That's going to be a fresh check. Reed Whaley heading into labs.
Yeah, so Reed's going to be picking up his Gravity Boost, THK's Spider Ball, and Annihilator Beam. Unfortunately, without bombs, we cannot reach Incash 2, which is Vanilla Sonic Boom.
Sunburst. That's going to be like a few seconds faster in Emperor Ing. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I know, folks, there are some niche uses for the beam combos, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I personally like using them. There is a Plasma Beam in the Lighthouse. That is a huge find for THK, and
that
unfortunately...
is absolutely massive.
Unfortunately, Reed is still a couple of minutes away from Spider Ball, but Plasma in Lighthouse is quite the big deal, because that actually opens up 3 checks in Phendrana.
They're all right here, too. It's like 3 seconds away from your first plasma check. It's really, really good.
Actually, 4 checks, because it's Ice Ruins East. Good thing, too, because that Plasma Beam is concealing Reed's Echo Visor.
Yeah, it's Ice Ruins East. That's Shoreline. That's the one in Ice Temple.
Mm-hmm.
And Ice Ruins West. Both Ice Ruins, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Plasma immediately opens up 4 checks. That is a big deal right now for... and again, the Echo Visor puts Profane Path into logic, which is a logical main power bomb for somebody.
Now let's see if we've got anything nasty hiding on Mama Shiga.
Alright, so Emblem, unfortunately, I think wants to check... wants to go into the Meeting Grounds area, but cannot do so without bombs. And unfortunately will not be able to check... we'll be able to peek the item in... Oh, never mind. No secret missiles.
No secrets.
Yeah, so Echo Visor locks that power bomb in what we think is Profane Path. We're pretty sure that it's not Reliquary. But yeah, there is also the Dark Aegon key in.
Oh, is that a beam on Mama Shiga?
I can't tell at this distance.
It looks like it is. Is that the wave beam or the ice beam? Oh, it's the ice beam, I'm guessing.
It's actually
it's a
thermal
visor. It's a visor.
Interesting. So what you're seeing THK do there is lay a power bomb in front of the door.
Essentially, that kind of power bomb, once the room unloads, it just stays unloaded. But when you touch the door, it loads back up and opens it from the other side.
Well, the room itself is actually still loaded, but the door is already in the shutdown state from the other side. But yeah, Robo Scout is, with Spider in tow, is going to pick up that plasma beam and actually be able to check Ice Temple.
Yeah, this is really nice. Now, given it's not like THK is at a massive disadvantage, because it's not like they're, waiting around for the Spider Ball. They are getting a useful item. This is going to help a lot with Essence, certainly.
All right, let's see if the power bomb worked. It did not.
Oh, no! That is not what you want to see. Did they take a save in Shoreline?
I do think so. I do believe there was a Shoreline save, and now that Reed's about to come across Spider Ball, that's Morph Ball bombs in Chozo Ice Temple, locked by Plasma Beam.
Oof. Well, it's a good thing. It's almost a good thing that we got the reset, because otherwise, it's possible THK could have been a bit reticent to revisit.
And Reed's actually about to send over Spider Ball to THK, so this is huge. Both runners are actually going to get their Morph Ball bombs relatively close to each other.
It's surprising how much they completely changed the order of checks on our Echoes players, but how it came out to sort of a similar result anyways.
And yeah, now we're going to see THK grab Plasma and hopefully immediately double back to Chozo Ice Temple to pick up Morph Ball bombs. And yeah, as I predicted earlier, THK did in fact make a safety save in Shoreline. So
yeah, that's what I would have expected.
So yeah, all things considering, the Echoes players are going to get pretty tied up here. I'm trying to think about
THK opting to immediately grab the Echo Visor.
Yeah, definitely a good idea. You don't want to leave that behind. Now let's see if THK is going back for Ice Temple. It looks like that's his plan.
Gets knocked off by the stalactite.
Oh no, THK's turning off. Is not going to Ice Temple.
Going to Ice Ruins. Not a bad play. We could still get everything in here and then just come back for the Ice Temple stuff later.
The good news is THK doesn't have much else to do with this equipment, even with Plasma Beam. It's still only these ice checks in Fendrana, so this Power Bomb, the check in upper...
player. That's quite nice to have. And we have another check in this room with the Spider Ball track.
Which appears to be an Inghive key, according to Robo Scout's side.
And there's our Meme Hive key for THK.
So yeah, I would say that because Emblem got all the Dark Aegon stuff much earlier, I would say that at the moment Dragoneers has a bit of an advantage at the moment, because with Gravity in tow, it's going to give them plenty more options in Lower Torvus. Lower Torvus is now pretty much fully in play now for Emblem. They only cannot check... I'm trying to think if Boost Ball locks anything right off the bat. Boost technically locks Gathering Hall, but that can be circumvented with Screw Attack.
Now, Emblem has the Gravity Boost. They might grab a Sonic Boom. No.
He's not.
Too smart to do the meme. And now we're gonna wait. What was in Phendronic then?
Canyon was not checked.
Missile expansion in the other set of ice ruins. And we're gonna see an artifact check.
To answer your question, chat, MP2 bombs are in Chozo Ice Temple. And RoboScout, after almost an hour here, is now actually going to read his hints and discover that all of his own artifacts are in mines, but Emblem's got to do quite a bit of legwork to get the remaining the other ones. And chat's saying that Phendronic Canyon was a missile.
Alright, so nothing of importance. THK going to be grabbing the Echo's bombs in a minute here. We're not long now. So who do you think is leading at this point? I'd say it's kind of hard to call, but I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are.
Reed has done the Torvis loop already that Emblem is about to start doing, but on the flip side, Emblem is coming in here with bombs, gravity, and super missiles already in tow.
That's kind of my thinking as well, is that they're going to be able to do a lot more than Reed was able to do, and that Reed is just going to have to come to Torvis twice.
Now the next
which is never great.
Indeed, and the next $1 million question is, whose main power bombs are in Profane Path? Because if it is the Echo's main power bomb, then it grants access to Sanctuary via the Ventilation Area A elevator.
That's tough to say.
So
also, we will be able to see Torvis Energy Controller check, which means we will be able to use that elevator down to the lower level.
Now, I apologize in advance, chat. We've already seen both players' super missiles, so there will be no super missiles in Torvis Energy Controller today.
No French vanilla. French are cowards. We can't allow them in this tournament. No offense to any French people watching. Alright, let's see what item we have here, and it's just a missile.
Alright, but we do get, most importantly, another hint, and this one reads to us that Emblem's major upgrade can be found in Cache A. That is locked by Seeker missiles.
Ooh, spicy.
So that is an Echo's major, so that can be... It actually can't be a beam combo, so it can only be a suit
grapple,
or boost
maybe.
Ball. Could be grapple. It could be a suit, grapple, or Cobalt Translator, or boost ball. And yeah, I just confirmed it is Cache.
Reed Whaley finally knocking out Junk Guardian.
Alright, RoboScout's about to see the thermal visor and may make an attempt for it. We'll see. Oh, and we just found the Echo's main power bomb behind bombs in Torvis Temple access, which means the Prime 1 main power bombs are in Profane Path.
And it looks like RoboScout is going to try for this thermal visor.
Wow, so Echo's power bombs locked by bombs, but that does give us Sanctuary access.
Yeah, that does give us logical Sanctuary access. That's pretty notable.
So the major item that Echo's players in particular would like to see right now are Seeker missiles, because that does grant them access to Sky Temple key hints. Now, I don't think either of the runners here are familiar with Seekerless locks, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any early Sky Temple key plays.
I'd be surprised if they tried, because it's a very hard trick to do even if you have experience. It can really cost you a lot of time in a tournament setting, so I'm not going to expect too many people to try for that.
Now, let's see if RoboScout did get the power bomb on the way out here. And it looks like he did, so RoboScout is going to be able to keep thermal.
Success.
And it looks like it was a missile expansion in Upper Dynamo. So THK just doing a last sweep of early Chozo to get any last-minute power-ups that might have been missed. Unfortunately, the Prime player is, at this point, pretty much in BK mode.
More or less, yes. There's probably a few odds and ends that they could scrape together, but it's going to be out of logic, most of them.
Yeah, if for those not familiar, we refer to the term BK mode as Burger King mode, and the reason being is because I believe it started in the Ocarina of Time randomizer.
Yep, it was Zooter.
Where a player was unable to do anything because they were waiting on their partner to get items, and in order to pass the time, they went to Burger King.
Yep, they went to Burger King, they got their burgers and their fries or whatever else they ordered. They came back and they were still waiting.
Oh, now you're making me hungry. Ugh.
I don't know, I was never much of a burger person myself.
I'm going to be the exact opposite of you. I'm absolutely a burger. Although, a regular cheeseburger person, mind you, but even still a burger person.
Did we get a check on Upper Furnace?
We did not. I don't think so. We also have not seen the Aegon Energy Controller, which Reed is going to be able to check now, courtesy of bombs.
Bombs also open up a Morbus, because previously we had all the keys, but we didn't have the bombs to actually fight a Morbus.
Right.
Missiles on Upper Furnace.
All right, we've seen a warp to start from Robo Scout here. Let's see where this translates to. Yeah, there is actually not a particularly whole lot we can do at the moment in Prime's on Prime's side. We've seen Frigate Crash Site. We can't check Overgrown Cavern without Ice Beam. Far Chozo's completely off the table. Well, I don't think Crossway is off the table. Crossway I think we can reach without a beam. But I think that's pretty much all we have left. What a peculiar scenario. Because the Echoes player's seed literally just exploded, courtesy of those bombs. Literally, it was the last possible check the Prime players could have made. So,
Meanwhile, our Prime players are stuck with just Plasma, which is not useful this early in the game for very much.
Yeah, combat at best, but that's about it.
Yeah, all of the Plasma doors are going to be deep in mines, which we can't get to without the other two beams anyways.
But yeah, it looks like we're going to see some out-of-bounds shenanigans from THK, seeing as there's not much he can do otherwise while he's waiting for progression, which at this point can pretty much only be beams.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better to do. Might as well pass the time.
So it looks like he's wall crawling to Furnace, possibly doing an out-of-bounds Far Chozo dive. But yeah, it looks like nothing of extreme interest was found in Dark Upper Torvis, but with our current equipment, we can go all the way to Boost Guardian. Now, regarding Boost Guardian, actually, we can't. We can hope for a vanilla Boost Ball, but other than that, it's possible to get out of Boost Guardian without Boost, but requires a little bit of trickery regarding the sand platforms.
Yeah, it looks like THK might be going into Far Chozo.
We're getting an In-Cash 2 check from Reed, courtesy of Bombs and Screw Attack, and it is another ETM. This could be a beam.
Didn't we have this hinted?
It is. It is Wave Beam. No, Wave Beam was not hinted.
I remember there's being something hinted there. I just like something more vague. I'm not sure. I might be misremembering.
No, you're thinking Cache A.
Cache
Cache
A
had a major. Cache A has a Echoes major. Dark Oasis is hinted as a beam-related upgrade, so there's actually a much lower chance that that is Ice Beam. Having said that, however, the only thing stopping us from putting that in logic right now is Light Suit, because we know where Echo's main power bombs are to put Power Bomb Guardian into logic.
And yeah, that Wave Beam is definitely going to be very, very important. We're not going to be seeing that out of Emblem for a while. This could be pretty big.
Unfortunately, it happened while THK was out of bounds wall crawling to Hall of the Elders.
Yeah, you could see THK firing off a few shots with the power beam in frustration. It may take them a while to get inbounds.
All right, we got another hint that reads, Grapple is in Torvis Plaza. Thanks, game. That would be the Echo's Grapple Beam.
Now we're going to be seeing very quick Torvis Grove.
Oh, I could not see what that was. Flashed on screen for a split second there. It is another ETM. Could this be Ice Beam?
Oh, that would be just amazing, wouldn't it?
It is
X-ray
X-ray
visor.
visor. Ooh, okay.
There is still a
Okay.
chance we'll need that. We have no idea where our SDKs are. Have we even seen one of them so far?
Yes, we've seen Plane of Dark Worship, and I believe that is
Oh,
the
that
only
is true.
known...
That's true. We just haven't picked it up.
I believe that is the only known Sky Temple key to date.
Yeah, that's the only one we've got any intel on. And did we see what was in Meditation Vista?
I did not. I will have a quick look on my playback. It looked like it might have just been a missile tank, otherwise Emblem wouldn't have kept going. So with Wave Beam in tow, I'm trying to think what that gives us. We already had Crossway in play. We have Training Chamber access, and Training Chamber itself, I believe, is in play now. So that is 2 items in Chozo for the Prime players. Wave Beam also gives us access to the rest of Phendrana, the rest of Front Phendrana. We can now do the rest of Labs.
Yeah, labs are wide open.
Furthermore, that puts Thermal Visor into Logic with Supers in tow, so that means Prime 1 could do Thardus.
Ooh, that is not a nice prospect. We do have Plasma Beam, so it wouldn't be all bad, but it's just... Rock takes up so much of your time.
Alright, so it looks like Emblem has chosen to go straight from the Meditation Vista. With no boost ball, it makes a lot of sense, but Emblem is taking a safety save and might be actually just running for Boost Guardian. However, we do... actually, no, we don't know where the Echo's boost ball is yet, so Emblem is going to take a guess that it is a vanilla or French vanilla boost ball.
Yeah, there's 2 locations here that can have it. There's 2 items coming up. There's obviously Boost Guardian, and then there's this... Ooh, that's an ETM. That could be something. Assuming it's not just an ETM.
It is
That's
Wave
Wave
Buster.
Buster. Of course it is.
Ooh, okay. That actually is a big deal, though, because that now increases the chance of Ice Beam in Dark Oasis to 50-50.
Oh, you're right. That is pretty significant.
Actually, no, it's... excuse me, it's
It
1
could be
to
Ice
3.
Spreader.
It's 1 to 2.
Be, yeah,
And,
right. It
yeah,
can also be
with...
Flamethrower.
Unfortunately, Emblem missed the power bomb, so yeah, 3, 2, 1, and KO. Yeah, you basically have to nail that power bomb, otherwise, with that Idvaria suit, otherwise you're basically screwed.
Yeah, Boost Guardian can drag the fight on for as long as they feel like it. Really, there is no option except to get him right away with that power bomb.
Well, unfortunately, what happened was Emblem laid the power bomb too early. Generally, it's preferred to lay the power bomb after Boost Guardian dives into goop form. To answer question, Chad, yeah, it's either Ice Beam, Flamethrower, or Ice Spreader in Dark Oasis. So 1 in 3 chance that it's progression. 2 in 3 chance that it's something at the very least marginally useful. Alright, we're seeing the Training Chamber neighborhood now from THK, and it's an energy tank for Reed. And Training Chamber itself has an Echo's missile. So with bombs in tow, it looks like Emblem's done with Torvis, so this may be another return trip to Aegon. That is an energy tank in Culling Chamber. We do know that Hazing Cliff has an artifact already.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And with this equipment, it's more than enough in Logic. You only need 2 energy tanks with Various Suit. I'm going to need to get a zoom in here. I want to see what is on Reed's arm cannon. Oh, right. We know that's an artifact. Never mind. I literally just said that.
Reed had a little bit of trouble with the what are those, like the drones, something like that.
Oh yeah, and that Cliff gave him trouble, and
Yeah,
we call.
hazing Cliff kind of hazed them a little bit. You know, that's not what you want to have happen.
All right, so with Wave Beam, unfortunately, Robo doesn't have Wave yet. Emblem's got to go to. It was bomb locked Wave Beam, right? It was in. Yeah, it was in Aegon somewhere. It was in Incash 2. So yes, bomb locked Wave Beam.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
Looks like Reed is dipping out of Sanctuary instead of going towards the Temple and Vault side.
It is worth noting that Emblem is heading back into Aegon, so it's possible that they will go get that. I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance.
I don't think Robo actually got whatever was in Ice Ruins West, but
It was a missile.
okay. I didn't see it pop up. And yeah, it looks like Robo is just going to be chilling in front of... Yeah, what Robo's going to do is just basically chill in front of Courtyard until Emblem gets Wave Beam, which we do know is going to happen eventually. It's just a little while away.
Yeah, they're going to be waiting there for a while. We're going to be seeing Mining Station B, it looks like. Oh, is that Seekers?
It sure was, locked by Dark Beam and Bombs. So Bombs really exploding the seat open for the Echoes player. So not only
That's
is Seekers...
significant.
Not only is Seekers and Mineshaft pretty darn convenient because Mining Station B is right here, but that does finally give the Echoes players hints access.
Yes, and doesn't it also lock one of our major upgrades?
It does, because Cache is already hinted in Echoes Major as well, which we know it's not Grapple Beam now, since that was hinted in Grove. Not Grove, excuse me, Plaza.
Oh, and that's an ETM there, an MSB. I wonder what that is.
There are
Could
significant...
could that be our ice spreader, perhaps?
Could be. Ooh, Emblem got the screw attack off too late.
Because we found our thermal, we found our X-ray, so it's not a visor.
Yeah, could be, the total number of nothings, I think the total number of nothings between the two seeds is 5, because it's 1 for Echoes and 4 for Prime. It is
There's
Ice
our
Beam.
Ice Beam. That's major. That is major. MSB is out of the way, so it's possible that we will not see Reed Whaley get the Seekers or the Ice Beam for a while. At least until they finish with Pirate Labs. And they might decide to head into Sync again.
And Amorbus is dead. Now, interestingly, Emblem is not going to check Storage A before noping right out of here.
Why would that be? Was that killed by a hint earlier? Would I just forgot?
I don't think so. Might just be a knee-jerk reaction here because, again, Seekers really do give the Echoes player a huge amount of options now. It gives the Major and Cache, most importantly, Sky Temple hints, but going back to Cache for a minute, so we know Grapple's not there, so the only Majors remaining are Boost, Suits, and Cobalt Translator. Unfortunately, Reed had landed right on top of a pirate and bonked off the wrong wall on the bioenergy production run, so needs to kind of check Storage C again the hard way.
And it looks like Robo Scout is going to be heading into Deep Talon.
So the other issue right now is that if Light Suit, for example, is required, there's a lot of places that can be, and the Prime 1 player seed is entirely open right now. The Prime 1 player can, save for Frigate, I think, and a couple Gravity Suit related checks, they can full clear their seed. Nice power bomb drops, by the way.
Cannonball for Emblem.
Where was that? Overgrown Cavern?
Yeah, our Prime player just got that.
All right.
There's our dark ammo expansion. Don't need
Cannonball
that.
Cannonball at this point is pretty okay. With Space Jump and Screw Attack, you can avoid just about every single cannon.
And we've already got Junction Site out of the way, so we don't have to worry about that so much.
The Mining Station Access is the one with the cannon.
Junction Site was Dark World, yeah, wasn't it?
Alright, looks like an Inghive key in bioenergy production, so we're not picking that up. We're seeing a Thardus play here from THK.
Interesting choice.
Alright,
E-Tank
Antechamber.
behind Antechamber. This is normally where you would be getting Ice Beam.
Reed does really want this item in Storage C, and yeah, Storage C is a pretty important check here, so... Storage C is like the farthest check out of the way in Light Aegon, because it's not really near any elevators. It's in the farthest corner of labs you could possibly be, regardless of entryway.
Have we seen Sand Cache yet? I don't think we have.
We have not, but
sure.
Emblem has just done a... Emblem has just sequence broken sand processing here, and what...
Sand processing, that's what I meant to say.
Using Cannonball to check it, and it is missiles.
Yeah, Cannonball is very helpful. It does give you the boost ball in addition to being, super invincibility, death ball for multiplayer.
Pretty much. Yeah, for those not in the know, Cannonball is an item that the game normally gives you when you are shot out of a Morph Ball kinetic orb cannon. It's supposed to be taken away from you when you impact collision. Normally, how you would get this in vanilla is that you would do some out-of-bounds shenanigans to unload the collision where the cannon would send you, therefore preserving Cannonball. In Echo's randomizer, we have it available as an item to grant it to you.
It is an item in the vanilla game. It's just,
it is,
yes. it just takes it and gives it away, gives it and takes it away, rather, without telling you.
What the Echoes giveth, the Echoes taketh away.
And I don't think we've seen Storage C yet, either.
We have not. Emblem's been, Emblem got this much quicker, but it looks to be Echo's missiles.
No, that's no good.
Ooh, and unfortunately the
Bonks. Wall. That's no good.
I mean, it's an Inghive key, and we have Annihilator and Screw Attack already, so it's pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah, it's not a huge problem.
Alright, so Thardus is down for THK, and Thardus has, for us, missiles.
Missiles. That was an enormous waste of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, now...
Even though we have the Wave Beam, it's not been put to good use, unfortunately.
Indeed. Now, we have a very interesting scenario on our hands. Emblem can go check Sky Temple key hints, and it is entirely possible that our runners are, in fact, already in go mode at hints, depending on where these Sky Temple keys are. Because, for the most part, a whole lot of those keys don't require suits. Now, granted, the exception being the blatant light suit checks. If light suits require them, we're singing a totally different tune. Reed, on the other hand, did just stumble upon Seeker missiles.
Yeah, if we have something that needs light suit, or perhaps something that needs light suit and cobalt, like Map Station, that could be a little bit. That could throw off some plans. Also, if we find something in Frigate that we need to go get, we don't have gravity suit. Frigate without gravity is possible and not fun.
I do believe Cargo Freight Lift is in Logic without gravity suit, but that's about it. We're getting our first labs play from THK on the other hand, so we're finally going to get some new information there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to switch audio over.
Oh, thank you.
Now we're heading into Hydra here for the pirate fight.
But yeah, Reed's going to see that this is in fact THK's Ice Beam, which is actually quite convenient because this is going to give him access to Farfandrana right at the end of labs.
And that's notable because Emblem dipped out of Aegon before Emblem found the Wave Beam. So that's going to mean that Team Aoshin is going to be the first to get all the beams.
Indeed. Because Wave was in Cache too, so yeah. Now, there is a chance that, because it's in the Echoes seed, there is a chance that the Echoes players can get bailed out here, and Emblem can read a hint, like in Lower Torvis, for example, that points to that Wave Beam. That's basically what saved my team and me and Arrow Razor in our match yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday versus...
Storage A was a power bomb this whole time.
Is that
Not
even
a huge
randomized?
loss.
So, for the A Link to the Past randomizer, April Fool's Day, they had one of the prominent runners voice a "Is this even randomized?" line if you do get a vanilla item. I would like to see that somebody do that for Echoes Rando, if that's even possible.
Somebody should do it in the Adam Malkovich voice.
Okay, yeah, even better. Is this even randomized? Ooh, we finally got another Sky Temple key. It is in Life Grove. Is the Ice Beam boost locked logically? I don't think so, because I remember being able to do Mining Station... I remember having to do Mining Station B in last year's tournament without Space Jump.
Now we're going to see THK try to maneuver around a fight trigger that's going to be just outside this door. It's a little bit difficult, but if they get it, it's going to save some time.
And actually, we just saw Reed get onto the drill without boost ball using standable terrain. So, yeah, I'm fairly confident that this does not require boost ball at the moment. But we are going to see Emblem make the play for Sky Temple Key hints.
THK is also going to shoot over this little barrier here to knock down the control tower.
Nicely done.
Yeah, didn't get the first try, but a second's just as good.
RoboScout also getting a fairly clean bar skip, I should point out.
Oh, really? That's quite impressive. Are we heading into mines now?
Looks like it. This is honestly, given this equipment, I think this is actually a pretty decent play, because there's a lot you can do in mines without Wave Beam, right?
Yeah, I would say. Wave Pirates could be a bit of an issue, though.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem. But yeah, get your notepads out once again, folks. We are about to read another series
Oh, wait,
of
that's
hints.
a wave door, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, forget about everything I just said.
We all forgot it. RoboScout did it too, evidently.
Admittedly, my prime knowledge is not the absolute greatest, but stuff happens. Yeah. Unfortunately, a super shot to the Dark Ink Cache's face in Dark Visor mode doesn't help, but that is a vanilla Sky Temple key, which is certainly nice.
Is this even randomized?
Well, depending on what number of key it is, it might be.
And what key is that normally?
I have no idea.
Well, that's 7 in this one. I'm sure those keeping track at home will tell us whether it's vanilla or not.
We're seeing a gravityless hydro access tunnel here from RoboScout. This is an interesting play.
You see this pretty common in tournaments, actually. Although it is interesting in this particular set of circumstances. And they're choosing to head even deeper into Frigate.
Unfortunately, Emblem is out of missiles. And I don't think realized that right away. I think, yeah, Emblem kind of excessively burnt a lot of supers in Defiled Shrine. So, yeah, burnt all the supers. It looks like Robo's committing to a full gravityless reverse frigate here, which can be done without wave, but it's not pleasant.
Yeah, it can.
Unfortunately, Emblem has burnt a lot of health with all the shenanigans, so does
have was that a suit under the ice?
If it is,
looks like a progressive suit.
If it's glowing like a Christmas tree, then most likely. Oh yeah, glowing like a Christmas tree. That is definitely Dark Suit. All right, we're getting all the Sky Temple key hints now. Take your notes, folks. It is in Storage Depot A in Mines, so that is early Mines.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be not so hard. That's gonna be doable.
This is Elite Research, so mid Mines.
Okay, we're still in the safe zone. We're gonna
Again.
be going pretty far into mine anyway.
Again, doable but not pleasant. We're finally going to get to see what's in Aegon Energy Controller, and it's an energy tank. Dark Torvus Arena, so we knew about that. Oh, it's on Boost Guardian himself. That was a Temple Key hint. Plasma processing. Ew.
Disgusting. We haven't had something too bad, but these are pretty not nice.
Central Dynamo. Time to go to lower mines.
That's really not great. Plane of Dark Warship.
We knew that one already. One of these should be
Under Temple.
Powerbomb Guardian.
So we've got a lot of minor bosses this game.
Alright, but it looks like we don't need light suits, so that is actually going to be go mode at hints, I believe. I don't think we need boost ball for any of the STKs, but Chad, if you can double
Emblem
check that
does
for
need
me.
to pick up the wave beam before their team is in go mode.
Yeah, you can do Under Temple without boost ball, so yeah, I do believe this is no mode at hints. Alright, so we have to do some work here still, but it's mostly just a lot of legwork after Wave Beam is found, which unfortunately Emblem is currently miles away from. RoboScout, meanwhile, continuing to commit to this reverse frigate play.
I like reverse frigate. I like seeing it, okay? I like seeing frigate in general. Good music, good atmosphere, good visual design. Bad for gameplay.
Indeed, I think I could agree with you on that front.
And it's such a shame. It's so pretty.
Nothing important in bioenergy production.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much dead frigate.
Although, I gotta say...
Did we get the elevator yet? I think we did, yeah.
On the
I
subject
forget which one comes first in reverse.
The one that comes first in reverse is Hydro Access Tunnel. The last one is Cargo Freight Lift.
Okay, we still have the lift.
But, going back on water levels for a second, if there's one game I think did water levels really well, it's Ori and the Will of the Wisps, the Luma Pools level. Because A, they give you an ability that makes water movement nice and fast. B, looks beautiful. C, music is absolutely music to the ears.
I don't mind frigate though so much. I feel like a slower paced area is probably what Prime needs at that stage of the game. I think that's not a bad idea.
That's true. It's sort of a walkthrough. Hey, look at all the stuff I destroyed 5 hours ago.
Yeah, it's very easy to kind of reflect on a game you played a while ago and think, hey, that part was slow, so it must have been boring. But a lot of times if you try and speed these things up, it just feels really hectic.
All right, we're getting our cargo freight lift check, and at this point, Robo should be able to safely mosey on out, and it's just Echo's missiles. So yeah, absolutely nothing in frigate.
That's unfortunate.
And at this point, though, we are pretty much at the point where the seed has been solved. So if we do happen to come across, if we do happen to see what that major is in cache, if it's another suit, great. If it's boost ball, that would be even better right now, but...
It's nothing we need. This has definitely been it's shaping up to be a pretty fast seed. It's not going to be as fast as 2 days ago, but it's going to be pretty fast for a cross-game seed.
All right, so it looks like, yeah, Emblem's going immediately for lower Torvus.
Yeah, that's going to really cost them in the long run. We are going to have to come here anyways to grab our Sky Temple key. But they're going to be looking all over the place. Where is my wave beam? Where is my wave beam? And they're just not going to find it.
Yeah, that is a big break for a big break for Team Aushin.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking that the Dragoneers were going to pull ahead with the more efficient Torvus plays, but that kind of evaporated a while ago, didn't it?
The main, yes, Dragoneers did the early Aegon play before bombs to get gravity and annihilator and stuff, which is it certainly is going to be doing them a lot of was doing them a lot of favors earlier, but
Gravity?
on
We don't have gravity yet.
gravity boost. Sorry,
Oh, sorry,
gravity
I
boost was
got
found
confused
in
myself
gravity
there.
boost was in early Aegon somewhere, but the real big break was THK, not THK, rechecking in cache 2, because both teams got bombs relatively the same time. So
Yeah, it
they
just kind
kind
of
of met up.
exploded out on them all at once, and they were in different places and went in different directions.
Yeah, and Reed chose to go back to Aegon in order to clean the rest of that up, and that ultimately is why they have the wave beam and later the ice beam, because it was right behind bombs. So yeah, literally everything in Aegon as usual.
And we're not going to see anything important here in Hydra Chamber.
Yeah, technically the prime main power bombs are logically required for elite. Well, they might be logically required for elite research if it's on the Phazon elite, but
Yeah, if it's on the item behind the laser cannon, then we can definitely get that in logic.
so technically Plasma did lock Echo on top of bombs, logically required Echo. Other than that, yeah, the Sky Temple keys are just spread out. Otherwise, they're not too bad.
Cannonball, I think, was in Deep Talon.
Yes, Cannonball was in Overgrown Cavern, so it
All
was
right.
actually in early Talon, relatively early Talon. But yeah, once let's see how this gets routed. I'm pretty sure THK is actually going to go out the workstation elevator here in a second in Fendrana, and it's actually quite convenient because it's going to put him right where he needs to be. Because pretty much almost everywhere between Central Dynamo and Main Quarry is an artifact.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, Reed looks like Reed used the cannon in Mining Station B. So Reed, if he did have Cannonball, doesn't have it anymore for sure.
We do have our Dark Suit at this point, so it's not so important for reducing damage, but that is a loss of our boost. And we're going to be seeing a bar skip from Robo Scout here. That was really well executed.
Yeah, I'm trying to double check to see if Echoes needs. Oh, Reed might have just had a game crash.
Oh
His timer's
no.
running, but the door's not.
Oh
There's definitely a power pellet
no.
in front of the door.
Pac-Man 8 Reed Whaley's Metroid Prime game. That's really not what you want to see.
I would assume, I would certainly hope Reed took a safety save before the warp to start.
I did not know that was still causing issues. Ugh,
That
that's no good. I think
seems
that's
like
pretty rare, though.
that looked like a random crash to me.
It might be. It might be.
Because I
That
don't
could
see
set
any
Team
reason.
Aushin back, but there's also a possibility that TOs will end up giving sort of a different ruling. It depends. We'll see. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, it wasn't a hardware failure on Reed's end though, because the timer was still running and the stream is running perfectly fine on his end. So yeah, it was definitely a game crash.
RoboScout yet again waiting for Wave Beam, and not going to be getting it anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate that again, on the Dragoneers side, they were getting great items. They were finding stuff in Aegon and doing the Torvus route nice and early, but unfortunately, Emblem deciding to pass on in Cache 2 is just hurting Robo Scout big time at the moment.
The only saving grace is if we find a hint. A
Which
hint would save us.
there are 3 down here, which we could get now.
We do have
Interestingly,
our
yeah,
Emerald.
Emblem did not go for the major in Cache A, I don't think. So if that is Cobalt Translator, that's 6 hints we're not going to be able to read in Sanctuary. Alright, first hint reads, the keys to Dark Torvis Temple are irrelevant.
Shame. And there's our artifact in Phazon Processor. THK just going to be finding the invisible platform to hop back up.
But yeah, I'm trying to think, and I think with our remaining Sky Temple keys, I don't believe there is a hard required, I don't believe there's a hard required... Oh, Reed lost his Secret Missiles.
Oh, that's not good.
Now, granted, that's all he's got to pick up. He doesn't have to pick up anything, the Ice Beam again, so...
Yeah, all of the other items were just ones that ended up going to THK, so it's not so big.
There has been a decent amount of sharing of items. Both players have found important stuff for the other, like bombs in Chozo Ice Temple, for example, or Wave and Ice in the Echo Seed.
Reed did end up, unfortunately, falling down on the trek to regain the Seekers.
Ouch.
And the pill bugs aren't treating him very well either.
Yeah, unfortunately, Emblem does not have Cobalt Translators, so is not going to see these Cobalt hints. And it looks like immediately bailed out of Torvis without checking the remaining hints.
That could be a death sentence.
Yeah, there's an ETM here in Transit Station, but that is, I believe we already confirmed that is a... Did we confirm that's an artifact? I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
Oh, yeah, it is
we
an artifact.
did. We did. Yeah.
My bad, my bad. But yeah, at this point, I would say once Reed gets hints checked and discovers that there are no keys unreachable, they will discover that they are in go mode. So at this point, I would say that, especially also given that Emblem is currently miles away from Wave Beam, I would say that it is currently... Team Ocean's race to lose at the moment.
I'd say that's also my assessment. There's a pretty big possibility that things will go south in some way or other, but I don't really have a specific vision for how that would come about.
Alright, looks like the artifact is in fact on the Elite Pirates, so yeah, Profane Path is required for the Prime Main Power Bombs, by logic, of course. Clearly our runners don't care.
Logic is a device of intention, not of force. THK using a very simple trick. Elite pirates are not able to kill you until they see the whites in your eyes. So if they just never see them, then they're stuck. They can't move.
If I don't see it, it's not there. Oh,
Samus plays Fatal Peekaboo.
RoboScout, meanwhile, typing out Wave.
Okay, everybody, wave at RoboScout.
Get all your hey guys in chat. Where is Robo currently waiting in front of? I can't tell.
This is Magmore, I think.
Oh, it's in front of Workstation. Okay, so it's... Yeah, because Robo knows there's a key in Plasma Processing. Oh, this is the, yeah, this is the Workstation elevator. So yeah,
Yeah, and
Reed's
the emblem
making...
is still just in Hall of Combat Mastery, heading up into upper sync. Now there is.
Oh, this is the main quarry elevator. Excuse me, not workstation. There's no save station in the back, so oopsie.
No big deal.
And yeah, without Cobalt, Emblem's not going to have any clue where to look for Wave Beam.
Yeah, it's possible.
And
The elevator back to Aegon is, just around the corner. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Emblem take it.
Yeah, at this point, well, Emblem doesn't have boost, so not. There's a couple of chanks that can't be done in Sang, including Sang Temple access, which we do know has one of Robo's artifacts.
That's another STK. They're starting to fall like dominoes.
Yeah, again, because all the keys are, in most part, most of the remaining keys are for THK to get for Reed are in mines. Like, literally is about to walk upon the two artifacts in Security Access A and Main Quarry, so THK is about to get the notification to, hey, turn around and go down to the rest of mines. There's still more stuff for you to do.
Is this the first time we have hints for our team Austin?
Yes, this is the first of Echo's hints, because Reed tried to get over here first, but crashed loading Hall of the Eyes.
Yeah,
that room's name. I think it's called something else, like Gateway Access or something like that. But yeah, I don't think any of these Sky Temple keys require boost balls, so I do believe with this, Team Aushin is in go mode. Oh, gravity.
And we're about to grab the artifact in Main Quarry real quick.
Gravity suit in watch station access.
That's about one frigate too late.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dark Torvus Arena does logically require it. That's very true, actually. And given that it's not in the half pipe either, oh yeah, it is hard required to get out. And it's for a Sky Temple key, not an artifact.
Emblem is going to Vault. We won't find any treasure there today.
We can't even get the item in Vault because no boost. So yeah, again, we do know that there's a major upgrade in Cache A. We don't know if there's a 1 in 3 chance that it is boost right now. Because we know Grapple is hinted. Where Grapple is, and it's not there. So the only other unknowns on the Echo's item tracker are Boost, Cobalt, and Light Suit.
Yeah, that's all we have left. And we don't need any of those.
So the worst thing that could be in... the absolute worst thing that could possibly be in Cache A right now is Light Suit. It can't be Cobalt Translator because Spider Guardian, even though it has 3 checks behind Cobalt Translator, it still kind of requires Boost Ball anyway. So luckily, Boost Ball can't be on Spider Guardian. What was in the Shoreline's ice? It was Echo Visor.
Yeah, and our plasma beam rather was in Lighthouse.
Yeah, that was a pretty comical early Fendrana, all things considering. Pretty stacked as well, because it had thermal, bombs, plasma, and Echo Visor.
Yeah, comical is the word I would be using too. That kind of was a bit of a joke.
Alright, runners on the Team Ocean side very much also good on energy tanks at the moment. Reed's a little low on energy right now, but does have a cap of 6. Also, THK definitely got Life Grove tunneled for a hot minute there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Life Grove Tunnel is actually a little bit tighter than it really should be. In Metroid Prime, the collision maps tend to very, very closely match what you're actually seeing on screen, so all of the little cracks and crevices are actually physically there for the player as rolling through that.
Yeah, on top of that, there's a bit of a strange quirk regarding... Oh, right. Reed never scanned... Reed or THK never got the life growth hint beforehand. So... the other problem with Life Growth Tunnel is that the way boost ramps are handled, or half pipes are handled, is that they change the control physics so that you're not leaning left or right on the, or only going up and down the half pipe. You're not bouncing side to side along it. So in Life Growth Tunnel in particular, the game seems to have a bad time switching that control back to and letting you out of the ledge like that. Luckily, THK didn't have that problem the second time.
And now it looks like Emblem is going to be speaking with Oh Dear.
Unfortunately, we cannot really hear his hint. We might be able to hear his words if runners choose to... Oh, it looks like it's the other direction, actually. Now, unfortunately, Emblem... Actually, I just realized boost is hard required because there's no way you're getting this item without boost unless you're sacking your... also, yeet, by the way. That quad just got annihilated.
F in the chat.
But yeah, no, boost is hard required for Echoes because unless you want to reset out of like, for example, a main gyro chamber save, you're not coming out with that artifact in Sanct Temple access. So what you're seeing Emblem do here is attempt a slope jump screw attack to get up to the top of Sanct Temple access. So this is a pretty tough one because not only do you have to get enough height,
They're actually trying to bomb jump screw attack, it looks like.
Yeah, not only do you need enough height, but you also need to... Whoa, that's more than enough, actually.
Cleared that like a pole vaulter.
Yeah, Emblem is about to... Oh, Emblem actually still has Cannonball, I think.
Yeah, actually, they do. That's why they destroyed the quad.
Right, because, yeah, so they're fine. Actually, because Emblem held on to Cannonball, they might not need boost. But now, having said that, they still need to go get Wave Beam. But Reed is definitely in the place he needs to be, at least in the neighborhood. I believe Underground Tunnel had the Major and Cache hint. So he's going to learn about this and possibly just double back straight for Cache.
THK avoiding this fight altogether. T-pose Pirates for the win.
Oh, correction. It was the grapple beam hint. Never mind. Now, unfortunately...
Was that a suit behind that grate, or was it just a missile?
Whereabouts? Vent area
ventilation.
I do not know. I didn't see.
Must not have been a missile.
It might be a suit. It might actually be a light suit.
And that's an X-ray visor for Team Ocean.
And indeed, it is light suit. Okay, so that means the Major and Cache B has to be Boost Ball. Because Cobalt, well, it could be Cobalt with Boost and Sank Map. That'd be the ultimate insult, but that's a stretch. Unfortunately, with Plasma, this elite pirate wakes up for THK. So yeah, we still don't know what the cache item is, but literally the only two things it could be are Boost Ball or Cobalt Translator, and if it's Cobalt Translator, then Boost is probably in Sank Map.
Life support system into aerial training grounds.
Hive Dynamo, you mean?
Oh, brain.
But yeah, that's got to be an energy tank. We've seen all the suits now, but we're going to get to see the Central Dynamo maze from THK. This maze does not look great based on that camera angle.
Zoid strikes again. Claims yet another victim.
Now, having said that, THK may be attempting to skip the maze. Let's watch.
I mean,
I would skip it, okay.
Wouldn't recommend skipping that. That's an SDK.
Hold on, gotta count backwards now.
Yeah, this is just a really mean maze.
Yeah, I totally lost count at 17 based on that first dead end, what the maze count is. This maze is atrocious. Oh, no, it's not. It's more like in the 30s. It's not the worst I've seen, but it's not great either.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I've seen worse.
I didn't see that upper access way, but going back onto what THK was trying to do there, if you manage to fall into the maze but bomb jump your way out of it with a well-timed bomb, it actually unloads the central pillar, and then you could just drop right into the bomb, right into the item, rather. We saw this in I believe we saw this in a tournament, in the 2020 tournament race, or 2021 tournament race, excuse me. And it, first time I was seeing it, and color me impressed for sure. Alright, looks like Emblem is going to go ahead and get the aerial training site key through staging area. Unfortunately, is going to have to, I don't believe has gotten the watch station door open, so he's going to have to bust out through Vault, or Judgment Drop.
Yeah, Emblem is just kind of stuck.
Emblem also has to be a little careful here because he is currently running still on Various Suit as well. And still has to engage the motivators here. And has just taken a lot of heavy dents there and is going to be relying very heavily on Cannonball to stay in one piece here.
Yeah, the Hunter Ink can be really quite nasty.
Unfortunately, I don't think power bombs work in this scenario. Basically, what you got to do is use charged light at close range.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're intangible right now, so that's not going to work out with the power bombs.
Oh, and apparently they do stay stunned a little bit from Annihilator impacts. That's good to know. Now, given where they are, yeah, Emblem's just going to make a beeline for the motivators. Now, if Emblem charges Annihilator, there is a beacon up top there, and I think he knows about it. There is enough time for him to get up there, if he stays in Cannonball right now. Alright, meantime, THK is making his way down to Lower Mines. Alright, Emblem should be safe now, but should wait for a heal. Yeah, there we go.
There's an Ultra Energy right there. Very good, very good.
I'm trying to remember what was in this direction that... oh, right, because THK still is looking for Reed's Boost Ball. And for that reason is continuing to clear mines even past Central Dynamo, which is as far down as he needed to go. But unfortunately, without the Boost Ball knowledge that they do not have... they are going to keep clearing checks until one of them eventually comes across it. Because, yeah, Reed doesn't have Cannonball, so can't cheese the boost checks. That is not going to work. Ooh, that almost resulted in a track eat. Alright, Emblem is now up at the top of aerial training site and should be safe. Alright, the key is on the wall.
Yet another artifact that we can't use.
And yeah, as mentioned previously, Emblem is going to have to bail out via the Judgment Drop portal due to a lack of... due to the door not being open. Metroid's loafing around, giving THK some trouble. Powerbomb Guardian is guarding that last bomb slot with a burning passion. almost knocked Reed off again.
Powerbomb Guardian is not going softly.
No. There we go.
Flamethrower. THK has the flamethrower.
All right, well,
Run validated.
That does, in fact, confirm that Ice Spreader is in Dark Oasis. Emblem did not read, to answer question chat, Emblem did not read 2 of the lower Torvis hints and does not have Cobalt to read the remaining hints.
I'm really curious what they were, because there's a very real chance that that could have been the thing that saved them, and just it wasn't.
I would think that's the case, because usually, unless there's an obnoxiously large number of items in the Echo Seed, generally everything is hinted.
Yeah, hints are pretty good about that in Echoes, which is really important because it's a much slower game if you don't know where you're going.
Alright, so Emblem just realized something was wrong with Cache A, so that should send Emblem back to Torves. But unfortunately, that's the wrong direction from Wave Beam. Although, yeah, they're looking for Wave Beam, not necessarily that major. But yeah, Emblem did not get the hints in Gathering Hall or Crypt. To answer question chat, Metroid Prime 2's, like, validation item equivalent would be the energy transfer module, which I'm fairly certain that both Echoes runners have picked up at some point or another. Incash 4 was one of them. I think I saw Reed go to Incash 4 at one point.
I must have missed it.
Are they allowed to communicate with each other? Yes, the team members are allowed to communicate with each other. So
absolutely, this is a team sport. A big part of what makes this such an interesting dynamic is that you have 2 brains. That's the problem. And THK has defeated Omega Pirate and is rewarded with a
missile expansion by the looks of it.
Not what they wanted to see.
I'm trying to remember where the boost ball hint was. It was obviously an Emerald hint because we just saw Emblem trigger it, but it might have been a lower Torvis hint. But yeah, Emblem is now back in lower Torvis, and this is actually something that Arrow Razor and I were discussing in our race, is that generally if we don't have a clear indication of where to go, and while the Prime 1 player is busy for a bit, the best thing to do is to prioritize hints. That way, in case the Echoes player has an important item for Prime 1, they can at least know about it. Especially if the translators come early. Now, unfortunately, in this case, translators did not come. Cobalt Translator was a little late to the bandwagon, so... Oh, Emblem backed out before going to Crypt. And it's going to go to Gathering Hall instead. Currently, Reed is looking for Boost Ball, and we do know that a major item is in Cache A, which we have not yet seen because at the time of the hint being read, Secret Missiles were not located.
Yeah, that item is going to be either our Boost Ball or our Cobalt.
And again, if it is Cobalt, then we know that pretty much the only other check that might be important is Sank Map Station, as we have seen Light Suit. Alright, and
Emblem, careful to scan this hint without falling down.
Yeah, getting back up is a pain in the backside. And
Ice
there's
beam
the hint. Oh, that's Ice Beam. Wrong beam game.
Not what we needed.
I saw Robo's beam, and then I got excited, and then
this really just these are not the beams we're looking for.
And yeah, because right now boost is required for Sank Temple access, for the artifact in Sank Temple access, and also for the Sky Temple key on Boost Guardian.
We're taking a save now. Oh wait, that's actually the elevator door, isn't it?
This is the elevator to the mid Torvis.
Yeah. And we're going to be fighting Grapple Guardian now with the Reed Whale.
It's actually quite unfortunate that both runners have been, unfortunately, just slowed down by a series of, or just that one critical check that they haven't gotten around to yet. Because in Team Ocean's case, they're looking for boost, which we're fairly confident is in Cache B, not B, A. And Team Dragoneers is looking for Wave Beam, which is in Cache 2. So, I'm not sure how I would define the seed overall. I would say it's pretty... It's not a great seed, especially considering that Echo's bombs were all the way behind Phendrana, behind Plasma Beam, which was Lighthouse. So, I would say this has been a logically pretty nasty seed. No major bosses or anything of that nature.
TH is grabbing the Plasma Processing STK right now.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense to grab your MacGuffins while they're on the way. Because I think at this point the Prime THK has full clear to seed.
Practically, yeah. Phazon Mines is just about empty.
Yeah, Mines is empty. I know for a fact he's been all the way through Phendrana. Oh. Reed's,
locking up a little.
That might have actually been an SGN, because I can still hear the audio just fine.
Man, I'm really not feeling great for Reed.
No, the game
That's
crashed
a total
again.
game crash again. There might just be something weird about Reed's setup.
Yikes.
That is really not what you want to see.
Yeah, we've had a few unfortunate events that plague both of our runners today. Not both of our runners, both of our teams today.
I'll go ahead and switch audio.
Oh, that sound brings me back.
That's nostalgia in a box right there. I don't know why I switched to Robo Scout, the player that's literally just waiting. I don't know, brain funny.
Alright, well, Emblem is going to cannonball... Emblem is going to cannonball his way to Boost Guardian and grab the artifact... Artifact? No, Sky Temple key there. Now, it looks like Reed's last save was in Lower Torvis, so I don't think anything of significant value was... well, it might have been. It looks like the path to Undertemple was open, so I think Reed's safety save was recent. According to the auto tracker, it looks like Reed's got 5 Sky Temple keys. So yeah.
There's our SDK off of Boost Guardian.
So this is a very interesting scenario we're in, because we were saying earlier how this is Team Ocean's race to lose, and depending on how long Reed stays away from this cache check, did Reed just crash again?
Yeah, I think this is what losing it looks like. I feel like a lot of this might not necessarily be in their control though, so it's not great.
Something that Reed can do to mitigate this a bit is to pull out the Echo Visor, because this was something that I had to deal with on my old laptop when I was playing Echo's Rando on Dolphin, is that distortion effects and especially the ammo fish really lag the game when they're all shot at once. So Echo Visor not only removes the color from the map, but also removes any distortion effects. So Echo Visor in particular would actually be very effective at reducing tear on the system.
Yeah, it's no good though. Reed Whaley really getting punished by their hardware from the looks of things. I don't know what other explanation exists for crashing 3 times in one race. I'm pretty sure the cannon decal isn't what's causing issues, but I mean, I'm not above that superstition. It could be.
All right, well, after everything, Emblem is going to be the first runner to check cache for the major item, and this is Boost Ball.
We basically knew that.
Yeah, it had to be either this or Cobalt, and if it was Cobalt, I'd be asking a couple of questions. Not a lot of questions, but a couple questions. Now, unfortunately, Emblem does need a pair of power bombs in order to... I'm actually very surprised that Emblem did not return to check the remaining 2 lower Torvis hints.
Yeah, that's surprising for me as well.
Emblem is getting the power bombs to get through Putrid Alcove without farming for drops, to answer question chat.
Which is the room that we're in right now.
Probably just didn't want the added pressure of the big cone slime thingy from Dragon Quest getting in the way.
Prime 1 Magmore reskin.
I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna call it a.
I don't know what it's called at all.
I'm just gonna call it an aether slime until further notice, because it totally looks exactly like a slime. All right, THK is going to go ahead and finish up the Farchozo checks that were a little on the or unable to be done earlier due to a couple of beams being short, but nothing of note. Again, we know pretty much where all the remaining major upgrades are, except Cobalt Translator.
At this point, they're kind of just killing time. Because they do not know where this boost ball is. And they're just looking high and low for it.
Alright, it looks like Emblem is going to take a warp to start.
Wiping the slate clean. That could have some results. We have to see what direction they take, though. It's possible that they'll just end up dipping into Dark Temple grounds.
Alright, with Boost in tow and Reed's picked up Boost is now... that puts Reed in go... wait. How is Reed able to boost? Oh, THK must have just delivered Cannonball.
Really? Well, I guess there's no other explanation.
So, yeah, the way Cannonball works is, in Multiworld, is if your partner sends it to you, you get it back if you haven't saved after picking it up. And remind me again where Cannonball actually was.
It was in Talon, remember?
Overgrown Cavern, yeah. I think THK must have just gotten it like minutes ago. Because, yeah, basically if you don't save, but are given Cannonball, it does get returned to you later.
And we got an easy nuke on Boost Guardian.
Yeah, so with that, Reed Whaley has just been given a very fortunate bailout and is in go mode. A fortunate bailout. Did I say unfortunate? I meant fortunate.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, Team Ocean is now in go mode, and it's just a matter of cleaning up the remaining keys.
Yeah, unfortunately, Emblem is just going everywhere but where they should be, and it's really kind of at this point, Team Ocean is really just in a very commanding lead. It's going to be hard to unseat them. Reed Whaley would need to be having the worst computer troubles in history for it to really change the outcome of this game.
Alright, well, Reed has taken a safety save, which unfortunately is actually kind of a problem if there's another crash.
Yeah, if that crashes, then bye-bye Cannonball. No more of that. It's possible that we'll be grabbing it really quickly here, but...
Now, actually, having said that, it's fine in Reed's case because the only boost remaining check that's relevant in his case is Sanct Temple. So, because that is a artifact, Reed can easily save in main gyro, grab it, and reset easily. So, yeah, Reed's safe now.
No, we have not seen every Emerald hint, actually. There are 2 in Lower Torvus that we have not gotten any insight on.
Reed scanned the one in Gathering Hall as well, and that hint revealed
Ice Beam, actually, I believe.
the Ice Beam. That was Emblem who... Was it Emblem who read that? Somebody read the Gathering Hall hint, which
It was
pointed to
Emblem
Ice
who
Beam.
got that one, I
Okay.
think. But
Alright,
there's more in Lower Torvus that we are not privy to.
Alright, Reed's gonna go back now and take a stab at the Under Temple keys again, I think.
Emblem heading into Aegon now.
Alright, well, this is where Emblem needs to be to retrieve Wave Beam, but unfortunately, at this point, it's gonna be too little too late, because...
I'm not going to say they're completely out of the running, but it's looking pretty convincing.
Yeah, because Reed already has 7 keys compared to Emblem's, if I'm reading the... as much as I can see from the auto tracker. Chad, you could probably help. Is it 3 or 5 keys that Emblem has right now? Oh, Reed, you're scaring me with those pickups. Chat saying it looks like a 5. Yeah, I think I could agree.
Yeah, it looks like a 5.
That it's a 5.
To me. What about our artifact count? Where are we at there?
The artifact, RoboScout's at 6 artifacts, but is unable to do anything and has to do the entirety of mines to get to go all the way to Central Dynamo to get Emblem's artifacts, Emblem Sky Temple keys. So there's still a lot on their to-do list.
On the bright side, I don't think Emblem has really much else at all to do in Aegon. Did we get Sand Canyon?
Sand Canyon was checked at some point, and it was an energy tank. So at this point, THK is just going to chill, I think chill in front of Artifact Temple, because I don't think he has any further obligations to read. Because if I'm reading the notes right, I think the only 2 keys Reed has left is Reed has to get Under Temple and Defiled Shrine, possibly. I don't know if Reed got Defiled Shrine. What's Reed's last key?
Oh, this is the first time that Emblem has used this portal.
Yeah. It's
That's
possible
funny.
it's possible, well, it's actually possible to skip the fight if you do the bomb puzzle before defeating Bomb Guardian, and then just activate the portal on your next pass through. Oh, this is an Amber Hand we may not have seen. Chica's guarding an ETM. Nice hint.
I'm guessing that's probably going to at least put Emblem at ease.
We do know all of the Amorbus keys. The third one is in Phazon grounds.
Amorbus is dead, though.
Amorbus is dead, yes. Reed saw it, tried to pick it up and get back, but got stopped in Phazon pit and took a death.
Both of our Echoes runners have taken deaths in Sky Temple grounds.
Alright, it looks like Robo only has 5 artifacts at the moment. I think the ones that he is missing are Transit Station, Communication, maybe Communication Area. I don't know if Reed came through with bombs. But definitely missing Transit Station, probably all the Sank ones, so Transit Station, Hazen Cliff, ATS, and Sank Temple access. So yeah, THK is missing all of the Sanctuary artifacts. Unless, no, Reed got the Hazen Cliff one. So which one is, maybe Communications Area? Now, Emblem is in Dark Aegon, so he is in the place he needs to be to go and retrieve, to go and reach in Cache 2.
It is quite a way to quite a ways away, though.
It's literally it's dark storage sea, so it's again the polar opposite side of the world. So it's like one of the worst checks in Dark Aegon, next to Feeding Pit, which needs light suit, but only because it needs light suit.
We are heading in the right direction, though. It would look like.
Yeah, there's nothing else in this side of Aegon that Emblem needs. It's just that this is more convenient for getting into the neighborhood and not having to fight any pirates along the way. Emblem is going to go ahead and grab this energy tank. We know it's a Prime 1. No, it's a Prime 2E, but Emblem is still going to take that refill.
I'm not sure what the point is with this much energy. I guess in case you don't get Dark Suit for the final bosses, but like...
Yeah, because final bosses with any amount of energy less than 6 is actually a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
I speak from experience, having done this in a weekly last month, but... yeah, various suit final bosses is actually very unpleasant, because especially if you get centered immediately on DS4, unless you've dealt some damage preemptively, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, that can be pretty nasty. Fortunately, Emperoring you can take down pretty quick, pretty consistently.
Yeah, Emperoring is consistent, and on the bright side, you are also given a free checkpoint after Emperoring 3. So, at least a death isn't punishing, but you do have to make sure you don't get centered and all. Please do not detonate that Phazon canister in front of... Thank you.
I think they have enough energy to survive, but that would be pretty painful.
It's 80 damage per tank that blows up in your face.
I didn't have a number for that.
I think it's actually 80 plus a fire DOT.
Ah, I see.
But the point being, it hurts. Don't do it.
I guess it's hard to notice DOT when all damage kind of looks like DOT if you go with the default settings.
Well, not only that, but the screen is flickering and it's having an earthquake, and unfortunately, Reed has not actually triggered this door the first time around, so actually has to reload the room after triggering the turret, basically.
And Emblem is finally going to find the wave beam. And they're going to be kicking themselves.
That is beam.wave for RoboScout.
That's finally our runners can get the stuff.
So yeah, now it's a battle of speed.
Shun definitely had the head start, but it's still it's still up in the air, at least a little.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. The comm area artifact is the one that hasn't been picked up. THK is going to go back for thermal here in order to make life easier for Essence, because THK still has a lot of time before availability into final bosses. So it really makes a lot of sense to grab any remaining convenience items that might make your life easier, seeing as there's nothing else you can do to speed up this process.
RoboScout's going to be, spending a lot of time anyways going through mines, so it's not like there's a huge time crunch.
The good news is that even though RoboScout does have to basically not full clear mines, but go all the way to Central Dynamo, he doesn't have to do everything on the way to Central Dynamo, like the Elite Research Drill he can skip. Ventilation Shaft he's probably going to get anyway because it's a suit. Fortress Transport Access, this check I don't think is anything. Nope, it's a Borger. But yeah, let me see what the remaining key that Reed is missing, I think. What's the key that Reed's missing?
I have no idea.
Probably plasma processing. Yeah, plasma processing. Oh,
yeah, you're right.
Oh, wait, no. Did THK do... Yeah, THK did plasma processing. No, so it's not plasma processing.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's,
They had plenty of time. They would have done that. I remember seeing one of our players do plasma processing. And RoboScout was sitting still for like the past half hour, so it must have been THK.
Yeah, Emblem's doing a quick double check of his Sky Temple keys. Plane of Dark Worship. That might be the one that Reed hasn't picked up yet. Because Reed got it, tried to get it with Screw Attack and 2E, but that's definitely not enough.
I think we already picked that up using Cannonball.
Did Reed pick it up using Cannonball? Might have. Unfortunately,
Yeah. I want to say that's what happened.
Reed, bombs do only like 10 damage. It's not going to help you there. Careful. Ooh, improvising with Phazon canisters. Not bad.
Kaboom. And unfortunately, Sank Entrance has nothing for us today.
I think Reed's just using this to get through to Transit Station, because
of course. I just still think it's kind of interesting how the Sank Entrance has been underrepresented in the last few seeds.
That's true, because typically and me and Arrowriser can absolutely attest to this, in our experience, Sank Entrance, usually the nanosecond it becomes logically available, it's required. Unfortunately, because Boost Ball was so late in the chain, that's not the case. Unfortunately, Reed now has to deal with Ink Smashers.
And
because Powerbomb Guardian was defeated. Oh, his system is not liking that, but he did get a great 2-on-1 shot, though.
Yeah, well, that was all 3 enemies with a single bomb.
That was a fantastic shot.
Yeah, his computer is probably screaming in agony right now. Sank has too many lights. It's too bright.
Yeet! I forgot Reed still has Cannonball. I don't know why Reed is checking Sank. Yeah, I was about to say, Reed doesn't need to check Sank Map Station. There is nothing of importance in there. But yeah, the artifacts Reed needs to pick up are... Reed needs to pick up 3, so ATS is the obvious
There's
one.
SDK 9 out of Elite Research.
Okay. Yeah, Reed needs to get ATS, Torvus Temple, not Torvus Temple, Sank Temple Access, and Transit Station. Transit Station's right here. Unfortunately, I don't think Cannonball works on those turrets. I think Dark Beam's the better option here.
RoboScout using a little standable to get up the room faster.
So yeah, at this point again, all of THK's obligations have been satisfied, so now it's just a matter of waiting for Reed to pick up all the remaining items. And yeah, just doing a quick artifacts check. So yeah, what Reed's trying to do here is slope jump up the edge of this oval corridor here in order to get to the screw attack over to the spider track without having to do the entirety of the portal chamber puzzle. Because yeah, this is slow.
RoboScout gets the first leg of the ore processing climb pretty easy.
And actually...
falls down a little.
Yeah, actually, Emulator hates this room because there are 2 portals in the area, and 2 portals equal massive distortion effects. So yeah, you can see Reed's system just does not like this room. But yeah, I'm trying to think about the key that Reed doesn't have yet, and it's not immediately coming to mind. It might be Defiled Shrine, but I'm not sure. I swear I saw Reed pick it up, but...
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm not sure.
Yeah, going back on to the Dragoneers side, it looks like RoboScout only needs 1 more artifact. And if I'm reading my notes correctly, I think the one that has not been given to RoboScout is...
I think it's in their own game.
If it is in their own game, I don't think... yeah, it's got to be in PPC, but they have to go to Central Dynamo
they
anyway,
haven't been there
so...
yet.
Yeah,
it's not out of the way. It's not out of the way.
Yeah, so they're probably going to get Central Dynamo, or they're going to get PPC, go to Central Dynamo, warp to start, and probably place themselves in front of Artifact Temple, just like THK is doing.
Yeah. And that Dark Suit is also going to be good news for Emblem, although it does turn out that those energy tanks are going to be a bit overkill for this seed, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's stopping Reed from going up through staging area. Hopefully THK is talking him through it, but yeah, can't go through this way because the door's down. The only way to get up is to go to staging area. Well, the other way is to fight Caretaker Drone, but let's not kid ourselves here. Do you really want to fight Caretaker Drone?
I
But
have
it
not
looks
seen a caretaker drone fight in ever because it's a bad idea in
the
all
only
circumstances.
the only reason it would ever be logically required is if Screw Attack is in Vault Side Sanctuary, so anywhere between Vault and Sentinel's Path and Watch Station Access. So anywhere within that triangle, and Caretaker Drone's logically required.
It's almost a shame because caretaker drone has such a neat design, but they take forever to fight, so nobody wants them.
Now, Reed's got to be super careful here because he's got Cannonball. Um, there's no knockback from the mini gyro. So if Reed rolls into the mini gyro path now before hitting the emerald switch and lowering the gate, he's gonna fall right out of bounds and be stuck there basically.
I did not know that. That's news to me. I've never had that. I've never seen that. At least I've never spectated it.
It's happened in a weekly a long time ago. But yeah, Cannonball. That's why Cannonball is such an amazing wild card in this game.
It
It can do
has
some
some
weird stuff.
abnormal effects.
All right, so Robo Scout's now going to go and retrieve the Sky Temple key. Let's start counting squares once again.
Wow, THK defacing our wonderful Twitch stream. Criminal vandalism.
32, 33. I see the text. I want to read it, but I'm counting squares and I can't look away. But it looks like it was a 39 square maze. Oh, I just read the text. For those not in the know of what that happened, what caused that, watch the first race we had back on Monday.
And that's going to be our STK in Central Dynamo.
Huh, jeez.
Now we're going to head back up to phase on processing.
That's going to be a meme this whole tournament, I feel like.
Who knows? Who knows? Oh, was that like something in the first game that I missed?
Yeah,
I haven't
a long
seen
story.
that yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to spoil it, but I mean, the text says it all by itself. It had something to do with Crossway.
Oops.
Emblem crashed.
Uh-oh.
What is going on here?
What is
Everybody's machines
today?
Everybody's machines are having a hissy fit.
This is going to keep us here late.
That also just ripped Emblem's Cannonball. Has he done Boost Guardian yet?
I don't know.
Um,
He has Boost Ball, though, remember?
Oh, yeah. Pfft, never mind.
So it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
Well, I'll verify via Auto Tracker what the damage was here.
All right, what are we looking at? What have we lost?
Yeah, we'll see as soon as the file select screen loads up. It's back in Aegon, so it's probably after, if not just before Wave Beam was picked up.
Okay, how many SDKs have we lost?
It looks like we have lost just the one.
Which we're gonna get back in a second here.
Yeah, if it was sent to him, yeah, that's gonna get.
Yeah, because it was the one in Central Dynamo.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's gonna be sent back. So it's not the most consequential death in the universe, but
that's not so bad. That's not so bad. That's
in fact
that can't hold a handle to the hardships that Reed Whaley has suffered this race.
I think actually Emblem's obligations to Robo Scout have been completed. So I think Emblem was actually on his way to Sky Temple.
I'm pretty sure you're right. We've just got to grab our 9th Sky Temple key and finish the game.
All right, so Reed's going to also do the... Reed is also going to do the... Reed?
I do not know
Reed,
what
do not
Reed Whaley is
Reed,
doing.
do not use that cannon, because that... If Reed uses that cannon right now... Oh, actually, it's not a big deal, because Reed can just reset out of it. And there goes Cannonball.
I'm not really sure what what Reed Whaley is doing, honestly, for these last
And it
20
probably
minutes.
just clicked, but at the very least, he sent the artifact. Now the question is, yeah, Reed, don't try that. I don't think there's a way you can get out. Awkward.
Is that our 9th artifact for THK?
It's only the 8th because Reed still has to pick up. Um,
I can't believe Reed still does not have the boost ball. This surprises me.
ouch.
Reed Whaley is kind of, through great misfortune, sort of has lost this lead. I would say it's very firmly on the Dragoneers' end at this point. I did
Yeah,
not
because
expect this reversal of fortune, I must
Robo
say.
is about to get the plasma processing key, which is Emblem's last key. Because yeah, RoboScout couldn't get this due to lack of wave beam the first pass. So this is Emblem's last key, and RoboScout's artifact count in the meantime is at 9.
Yeah, we're just about finishing up for Dragoneers. I gotta say, again, this was unexpected, but it was just a lot of misfortune that contributed to the current outcome. It's possible that I'm not seeing Reed Whaley start their game back up. I think this might be them deciding to throw in the towel. I'm not sure. We'll see.
I've not seen any developments in the race time room. Emblem did comment on his recent crash, saying, "Huh, never crashed there before." But I'm trying to think what Reed still has to do. Reed's last safety save was. I don't remember
Also, I'm
what
not
Reed's
sure
last save
why, but I'm
was.
not getting any audio from the game.
We might have the wrong, and we might not have any.
It's on Emblem. We should be getting it.
Hmm.
Oh well, RoboScout. Sorry, I just noticed that. I'm sorry for those of you in Twitch. I
Right, and
apologize that you won't get to hear the final bosses for whatever reason.
And with that, Emblem has retrieved all 9 Sky Temple keys. This is gonna. Oh, Reed's game is back up.
Okay.
Dolphin might not have captured immediately on the. Okay, so it put Reed back in Under Temple.
That's not the place to be.
And its key count is currently 8. So I'm trying to think what the key he's missing is. And I think it's Boost Guardian? No, it's not Boost Guardian.
Meanwhile, for Dragoneers, both of our runners are heading into the final boss gauntlet. And both are very well situated to take it on. Robo Scout has both visors, all suits, and we've got lots of beam combos. We got our flamethrower, we got our soups, more importantly.
The Central Dynamo suit has actually really saved Emblem here, because, granted, again,
we had enough energy to do this with, a little comfort. There wasn't the most breathing room, but we had something. But now this is just, okay, I win. There's really nothing that these bosses can do to possibly throw a spanner in the works.
Indeed, and this is going to be a very, very interesting interview for sure.
Yeah, I do not know what we are going to hear. Again, I'm sorry that we couldn't get Emblem's audio. I like the Prime 2 boss music a lot more.
Oh yeah, Prime 2, Emperor 3 especially, is great.
Yeah, Emperor 1 and 2 is also pretty good. Honestly, the Prime Final boss music, I feel, is like some of the less good music in the game.
Essence is pretty iconic just because, main jingle of the whole game, and they would reuse that for Prime Hunters too.
Yeah, but I tend to be more partial to Emperoring A, Emperoring B, and the Final Escape theme.
But I do think Dark Samus 4 trumps it, though, just because it's... I think somebody in chat said it in My Match Tuesday the best, because it's basically the NES Metroid Escape music with an alarm clock going off.
Honestly, my favorite escape theme has to be Zero Mission so far. I think I said this last stream that I commentated, but that's probably my favorite in the series so far. For
Emblem is
that
unfortunate.
specific variation of the theme.
Zero Mission Escape is pretty good. I'll agree
Misses
to
the
that.
charge shot there. These are all manually aimed, so it's hard to get these.
So what Emblem's unfortunately doing, having a hard time with Emperor 3 here is he's screw attacking too high, and the height of the screw attack is bonking into Emperor Ing's hips. You don't want that. And the reason why that works, for those who are just not in the know on that front, is for whatever reason in development there were going to be shields on Emperor Ing's toes or knees that were weak to screw attack. They removed the shields, but did not remove the damage hitbox. So, and damage to those to that area via screw attack just drains from the main HP pool.
Yep, and it just absolutely decimates Emperor Ing 3. It trivializes that boss fight.
Yeah, it only
Prime
works.
2 has just a way shorter final boss sequence than Prime 1. The first two stages of Emperor Ing you can do pretty quickly with just ordinary game mechanics. Emperor Ring 3, which is the sort of the real final boss, is busted. And
Right.
Dark Samus is not really that much of a final boss.
Yeah, now Emblem unfortunately decided to not use Annihilator Beam. The amount of damage you need to deal to Dark Samus in order to get her into her absolute minimum health is, I want to say, 302, which is the equivalent of 25 Annihilator shots and a lemon.
Okay, we do have visors to keep an eye on Dark Samus. That's something.
Well,
Normally you're doing it blind, but unfortunately we got centered. It looks like.
it's not even that we got centered. It's Emblem just flat out fired 2 super missiles, which is way too much damage.
Yeah, no good.
That Annihilator charge. Oh, the
Oof,
last
and
the
we
last
lost the
one.
phazon. That all of that poor phazon dumped out on the ground like garbage. It's not going to be hurting anyone, unfortunately.
So yeah, Emblem is still pretty safe right now, but I still wouldn't advise. You can actually. So with this fight in particular for Dark Samus, you can give yourself a bit of a buffer from future flinching by taking a super missile to the face. It costs 50 energy to do that, but in doing
And we've
so,
got plenty. We've got plenty. Regardless, it looks like Shun is just going to be so far behind that it's not going to matter that they got centered. In all likelihood, I don't like to call races before they've ended, but it's kind of hard not to here. And admittedly, we have already done that once this race, and we were wrong the first time, but it would take a lot for us to be wrong the second time. And in truth, we didn't really call it the first time. We left open some, room for doubt, and yeah, our doubts were proven justified.
all right. Well, Emblem so far is not having too much difficulty with Dark Samus, but anyway, going back
We've
to what I
got
was
5
saying.
minutes to go and 15% of the health bar, so we're getting a game finish for sure here.
All right, Reed's going to end up picking up, re-picking up Light Suit. Oh no, this was Gravity. That's right. I remember there being a suit here. I'm trying to remember what Reed is actually still doing here. What key Reed's trying to get.
I have no clue. I do not know why they are spending so much time in sync at all. I've genuinely, I've forgotten. Like, what is the item that they need?
Because I don't remember.
I don't remember there being anything this deep in sync.
Yeah, there wasn't anything in Watch Station itself. And that's going to do it for Emblem. Emblem will finish this race in first place. The first Echoes player to finish with an official race time GG time of 2:32:01.
That's fast. For this seed, I mean, we had like an hour faster last race, but that was just a really, really insane seed.
That was a relatively jet seed, although it had some obnoxious back and forth, but it also This seed could have been a bit on the faster side, but it's just unfortunate that both teams' routings kept them away from a critical item.
Yeah,
Um,
they were just going everywhere except where they needed to for the longest time, and we were just kind of, we were just there with the dramatic irony, being like, "No, you got to turn around,
all right.
no."
So the artifact that Reed missed was the one in ATS.
Ah, yeah, okay, okay. I forgot about aerial training side. I don't know. For some reason, I just kind of kept seeing them like just in sync, vaguely for like so long that I was like, wait, surely they already have that. But of course, it's because they keep like crashing and losing it and having to pick it back up again.
Well,
That's
the
the way.
artifacts don't have to be reacquired. Unfortunately, just the places Reed crashed didn't end up working out in his favor.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
And then Reed unfortunately soft locked in Sank Temple access because of the cannonball mishap. Yeah, because THK getting cannonball for Reed was definitely the correct move, but it's just very unfortunate that Reed gave it up instead of using the BS. You basically had to use the BSJ screw attack.
Yeah, we saw Emblem do that earlier, and that turned out to be a great benefit.
Indeed.
So the fact that Reed Whaley didn't is just not great. And now we get to watch the glorious final cutscene. I really do like the Prime 2 sort of story. It's got a really nice sort of lore to it. So this
Indeed.
ending cutscene, even though not a lot happens like in the cutscene itself, lots of really nice sort of like these people finally get peace and justice.
Yeah, and the thing is, the light Aether was literally like probably minutes away from being completely lost when Samus blundered onto the scene because Dark Symbiotes had um, possessed Alpha Splinter when she stumbled into Great
You're
Temple.
right. You are right.
So
That was
Dark
minutes
Alpha
away
Splinter,
from
Dark
being
Alpha,
the end.
Dark Alpha Splinter is literally 20 meters away from main energy controller at that point. So, like, talk about pulling the planet back from the brink.
And I mean, that was the room where, like, this is something that a lot of players won't actually notice, but beyond those sort of transparent walls in the room where you fight Alpha Splinter, those are like Luminoff just resting there,
Mm-hmm.
and like cryosleep or whatever. Like that,
All right.
that's like the last of them just in that room. Pretty wild. It's just kind of like a nice little background thing that most people will miss.
Although, if you want some crazy lore into past eras, look at the Brio lore in Prime 3.
Yeah, Brio
Like,
has some pretty wild backstory.
all right. Anyway, lore discussions aside, RoboScout's having very little trouble with Essence thanks to having all visors. And we're going to finally get to find out where this stupid Cobalt translator was that probably could have made life a lot easier for us tonight.
Okay, okay, we're coming up to the item locations. Alright, alright. Dark Visor, Visor. We already know all these.
There's the Cache boost. Let's see. Cobalt was in Transit Tunnel East, so it was right in Lower Torvis.
Alright, so we could have just gotten that in like, an extra 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was actually right around the corner.
Yeah. Lore-wise, though, it's definitely it's a lot more engaging in Prime 2 because there's actually like stakes. Prime 1, everything's already sort of happened by the time you got there. So it's more just like this indefinitely caged threat that the pirates might like screw around and release if they somehow stop bumbling for a while. Prime 2, it's a lot more active in that regard. Not that I hold that against Prime 1, I do think it has just a different atmosphere. It's the result.
Oh, indeed, yeah. The premise is quite a contrast.
Yeah, Prime 1 is more of an exploratory sort of like atmosphere. You're going around this alien world. You don't really know what to expect. You're just wandering into adventure, sort of.
All right. Well, that is GG's for RoboScout, who will finish with a race time GG time of 2:37.06. So if we combine those times, that will come out to a 5:9.07.
And neither of Team Aushin's players have finished, so that is a win, definitively.
Indeed. Again, GG's to Dragoneers for pulling that one back, quite frankly.
Yeah, they got that one just back from just that could have been just an absolute loss, but they made it. They made it. And we'll be speaking to them shortly if they opt to join us here. In the meantime, allow me to switch audio to Team Aushin.
Just marking them as finished so they get the bot invite.
All right, thank you for doing that. I almost forgot to do that.
No worries, no worries.
I hope you don't mind. I'm probably going to put the audio on Reed Whaley just because I don't want to listen to, Prime Final Bosses twice in a row.
That's fair play.
Hello there, RoboScout.
Yeah.
Right.
And hello there, Emblem. It's nice to see you too.
Hello.
And GG's to the two of you. Congratulations on pulling that one back. So
You won. You won by a pretty wide margin, it's looking like.
Yeah. I mean, looking at where those two are right now, and considering how long the seed is, it's not.
Honestly, they could have finished a bit earlier if things had gone just a little bit different.
Yeah, you said pulling them back. What was up with them?
Well, so you had both been Emblem. You had not retrieved RoboScout's wave beam.
Yeah, that's what we were
until
looking
very
for.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your go mode was the wave beam. Their go mode was a boost ball of some kind, and
They lost their cannonball actually at quite a critical time.
Yeah, so Reed lost Cannonball while getting the artifact and Sang Temple access, but unfortunately still had to do aerial training site, so...
Oh.
And for the longest time before that, did not have the cannonball at all, so had no boost access for quite a while.
They also didn't read the hint that pointed to the Major and Cache, I think.
Yeah, either that or they forgot it. I think they just didn't read it, though.
Looks like PHA is checking to make sure Dark Zero hasn't secretly made Essence vulnerable to Flamethrower. Checking. That's always important.
Oh, yes.
Hey, it could work one day. You never know.
Yeah,
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I feel like that's absolutely something Toaster would pull on us one day.
You can't win if you don't play, okay?
Yeah. I'm just glad I preserved that cannonball and just milked it for everything it had.
That really worked to your advantage. That was a smart thing.
Here's the thing. I never use cannonball. That's an item I just never play with. And usually when I grab it, it's like a double-edged sword because it just breaks a handful of checks and then I might just already have boost ball or whatever. But that one, not having it long before boost ball and being able to open all those checks was really nice.
Yeah, it can provide you some opportunities, but it can also provide you some stress. It's got your arm behind.
Oh
you.
yeah. I had to dodge a couple of cannons. The cannon in aerial training site was one that I had to. I had to skip on that. I was like biting my tongue. I'll go around, and so I went through. I went all the way around through the Dark World in order to skip that cannon.
And
by the way, where was the other suit?
Oh, there were yeah, because you ended up on Dark. The other suit was in. You got the vent shaft suit. The other one was.
I don't remember.
It flashed in your credits for a second, Emblem, but I completely wasn't paying attention at that point.
They got both suits, so I'm not sure. I don't remember where exactly. I'm sure somebody in chat will say.
Also, I apologize for my timer just not working.
It's undisputed that you won. I don't think we're gonna be, having problems.
But I am noticing it's not showing up in the restream, so...
Yeah, we took it off because of the desync earlier.
Yeah, sorry.
That would explain it.
But
Frost Cave. Frost
Cave was the last
Yeah,
one.
that would make sense, because I pretty much didn't get any... If they found Wave Beam a lot earlier than we did, that would make sense that they found that light suit, because we were pretty much in... We just need to find one suit and then get to final bosses. We were very worried we were going to have to send Emblem in there with no suits.
I was perfectly willing to do so. I even
7
went
tanks we had, so it's not a huge problem.
I even did an out of bounds trick to save time and grab an 8th.
And then it crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, but you should hear about this. You crashed one time. Reed Whaley crashed 1, 2, 3 times, and all of them were worse than yours.
Yeah, Reed's equipment has been, unfortunately, just having a very bad night.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, if you notice how frequently I saved in my run, that's me making sure that crashes can't screw me over, because I have just had I've had races. In fact, one of my first ones, I believe, I made it through like 80% of the game, hit a crash, and it's like, oh, well, I saved once, like 10 minutes in, so I just forfeit. Ever since then, I've abused the crap out of saving. And sure enough,
it's the fusion way. You gotta save all the time.
Yup.
And Reed Whaley, just kind of absolutely, really suffered from those crashes.
Yeah.
We should note that THK has finished with a time of 2:41:46.
Yeah, not bad. That's only 4 minutes ahead of Robo Scout, which is, that's not a very big gap considering all the differences.
Considering it's a 2-hour run, that is a very close race.
Yeah, no kidding. Reed Whaley, though, looks like they're going to be coming in at like a 246, 247 or so.
Actually, that is something I want to talk about. Can we talk about the early game logic in general? Because the two teams of you both basically ended up converging at bombs almost within about 5 minutes of each other. So you were actually both getting bombs at about the same time.
And that's despite you guys essentially going, at least in Echoes, going pretty much opposite directions.
Really, where did they go?
Really interesting.
Reed went to Torvis earlier.
Really?
But with less gear. They missed a lot of the gear in like labs sort of area of Aegon. They didn't have gravity boost, for example.
They didn't have gravity or Annihilator Beam at the time. And they came... Emperor, you okay, buddy? He was totally just running into that wall for about 30 seconds.
Emperor, I thought he was being
bullying Reed. This is going to be kind of a big time cost, it looks like.
Yeah. I thought he was being...
too. We might even, if we're... No, wait, we have lights, dude. We don't got anything to worry about.
Well, the problem is, and Emblem, you were having the same problem, actually, is that Reed is screwing way too high. Because the weak spot is near the feet. It's not on the torso.
Yeah, it is pretty... He wasn't cooperating very nicely, I'll say. But Emperor is really bullying Reed.
We might still get a death. I don't know. It's hard to say. Is that
I would rather not,
Yeah, it's me. Hi.
No.
Hi, THK.
Reed, please step back.
Reed Whaley, you have 1 E-tank.
Am I fine to join the...
Just shoot.
Gaming Twitch?
As long as you're not still on call with Reed, I think it's fine.
Obviously, I'm not if I'm here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Alright. So, a little scary there, but Reed's finished off Emperoring 3.
We've got 1 E-tank to do the Dark Samus 3, but we've got light suits, so it's probably gonna go well.
No, it refreshes your health.
Oh, I forgot.
I
forgot the last energy bundle did that.
It's not only do you get a free refill, but it's also a checkpoint. So even a death at Dark Samus 4 is not very consequential beyond.
Oh, really? I did not know it checkpointed there.
It does checkpoint there, yes.
Oh, convenient. Did not know that. I've played this game for years and years, and I did not know that.
I think I used to lose a lot to Dark Samus 4, but I would just kind of like rage quit before that would actually become relevant because I didn't know. So I mean, no.
I mean, that's valid.
Yeah.
Because I had no clue how to beat DS4 when I was like a kid. I didn't understand the final thing. Yeah. But yeah, why don't you talk a little bit about your gameplay?
Well, speaking of final bosses, I know my chaos phase was rude.
Not to mention pool skips.
Yeah,
I actually had a really good final bosses.
Yeah, actually, indeed, THK, your essence was pretty much flawless, I would
Pretty
say.
much, yeah.
You played really well there.
And I don't know if they told you, but I did Arbor Chamber wall crawl as soon as I could.
Yeah,
I did that
Yep.
too. That was a very nice surprise in Arbor
It
Chamber.
was, yeah. Okay, so we didn't get that advantage we thought we did then.
Oh, is he
No,
trying
you guys
to?
both did it pretty early.
Oh, he's trying to do Dark Samus
Dark
skip.
Samus 4 skip. Yeah.
Yep.
I think
I've never been able to pull it off.
You can get a lot of damage this way, even if you can't necessarily get the actual you can't just straight up outright skip it.
Right.
Looks
So
like Reed
far-
Whaley's not had the best luck, but we've got something, you know.
Well, the problem is Reed is
He's
not
attacking
hitting.
too early.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
he got a
now
shot.
That one did some damage.
this
Yeah,
next
yeah,
one should have hit
those-
too. At this point, usually when I start struggling with the screw attack, I break out Dark Beam, but now this is going to be almost immediately centered. So
Yeah.
I mean, I just spam supers.
I
see
mean,
how
it does
rude.
work.
Reed, what are you doing?
And here's the thing.
Reed is gonna
uh,
almost die to the final boss again at this rate.
yeah, the
Yeah,
individual pellets, if those hit you, I think they're 10 damage apiece.
It's not that much, yeah.
I'm joking.
But
That's never gonna happen on Dark Samus. No offense, Dark Samus, but that's just you're not that threatened.
So Reed told me that he is going to try and get his Wii fixed ASAP after having.
Oh, was he using Nintendo?
yeah,
I
Yes,
didn't
yeah.
realize. I guess that explains the GameCube jingle. You wouldn't hear that on Dolphin, would you?
No, you
No.
don't.
So yeah, let's go back to earlier in the seed, if you will, because let's talk about that logic for bombs, for Echo's bomb specifically. Shall
Yeah.
Yeah, that came so late.
That was. We were talking about that. That was like this seed was pretty fine, except for that.
That was the real sort of spanner in the works.
I was.
By the way, where's Echo's boost ball at?
Echo's boost is in cache. It was hinted actually.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it?
you guys missed the hints. It's not Cobalt either. It's you had the translator the whole time.
Oh, so it's a hint he missed. Okay.
Yeah, we think it's one of the Emerald hints. We want to say it was the one in.
Lower Corvus?
It was one of the lower Torvis hints. We think.
Okay. I remember I specifically went out of the way to check one of the lower Torvus hints that it was a joke hint. After that I was like, I'm not checking any more hints. This is Garbo.
Well, actually, it was funny that because in my race in my race on Tuesday, we were thinking the exact opposite, thinking, okay, the Echoes player probably has the progression, so if it's probably hinted, we're just going to try and check hints and see if it points to us, and that literally saved my team, so.
Dang.
No, I asked earlier, would show the wallpaper regardless, because then you're just not getting the feed from the Wii anymore.
Nice angling on that shot there,
There
and
we
Reed is
go.
going to finish.
And that's
Yep.
our finish time at about 14 minutes after our first finish of the match.
Yeah.
Still pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, as far as random races go, and especially multiple races, this is very close. Especially
Yeah.
considering, as far as I can tell, apparently we had very different routing and go mode items. Like for us,
Yes.
we were struggling to find Wave Beam for a very long time, and then
Oh,
once
yeah,
we
no,
did it,
We got that pretty quickly.
And
Yeah.
I crashed again.
Oh my god.
Oh!
Could you imagine?
Oh,
Like,
Reed,
Samus
at least
it was in the
touches
credit.
you, and then Samus just has the fucking
Reed.
Resbit like system error.
Reed, it was cache.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hinted in cache.
Ah.
Not Cobalt. You had it. You had the hint.
If you're wondering where Cobalt was, it was in Transit Tunnel East.
Okay.
Which is Echoes?
Echo's Transit
Yeah,
Tunnel East, locked by
that's,
Transit.
that's lower Torvis.
Okay.
I
Where was
did-
main power bombs at, by the way? Because neither
Uh,
of
Oh
us.
yeah.
yeah, no, none of us found it.
The main power bombs were in Torvis Temple Access because bombs were late, and
Really?
Oh, wait.
Profane Path, we think is
Wait,
the other
yeah,
one.
I did grab those.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
you
was
did.
that mine?
Yeah, those are probably
they were
yours.
Echoes.
Yeah, I got my
Echoes.
main PBs.
They were Echoes.
Main PBs weren't the main PBs on Flagra, or was that an
No.
Main
expansion?
PBs were not Flagra. No,
Prime-
Flagra
No,
was
The Flogger just had an
Prime-
expansion.
Flagra was a
Prime-
power. Wait, Flagra was a powerbomb expansion, and then and then Wild was I think it was light ammo.
It was an ammo tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were hinted to be 2 rooms away from Dark Aegon Key 1, which was in Phazon Grounds. Reed, you tried to get that on your first pass, but couldn't keep it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I just abused the heck out of my cannonball because, you know what, we're not searching for that. We have one go mode item and we're going to do everything in our power to get it. So,
And
yeah.
as it turns out, we were very inefficient at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out that didn't even need boost ball, but it makes sense in hindsight because we got screw attack super early with
Right.
space jump, and then we just needed annihilator. It wasn't too far out of the way. I got annihilator also fairly early. I don't know how long it took for to
Yeah.
It didn't take me that long.
Okay. So yeah, it took me a while to loop back there and check that one spot.
You both
As soon as I got it, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go check that."
You both converged on bombs within about 5 minutes of each other. Although Reed, you had to temporarily detour to get THK Spider Ball first.
Yeah,
Robo
those
Scout, you
bombs
went
were
into Fendrana.
rude.
Yeah, Robo Scout, you went into Fendrana with Spider Ball in tow.
Yeah.
Did you guys like my little message while I was waiting?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
that was nice. That
Yeah,
was fun.
I've informed anybody who wants more context on that to watch the Monday night race.
Oh,
Just that you had the time to leave a message at all is really that's telling the whole story.
Yeah, I was like, I had
Yeah.
time to go and pick up thermal visor, and then come back and still wait on my.
Yeah, you were waiting a while, weren't
So,
you?
yeah,
Yeah, how about forgetting
Yeah.
that one thing's a cannon, and then going through it and going, "Oh, guess what? I don't have anymore."
Yeah, in
Yeah,
hindsight,
that hurt.
ATS first was the right play, but
Yeah,
I'm just glad I didn't make a fool out of myself in the first round of the tournament like I've seemingly done every other time there was a tournament.
I made it dumb, but that's okay.
I almost
way-
made a fool of myself by not checking there.
By the way, Reed, we didn't have the advantage we thought we did. Both of us did Arbor Chamber Wall Crawl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's
it.
pretty
That was
common actually.
that was something that just was not a factor today. Was the late game progression, like boost and
Mhm.
wave were the end game go modes, but Phazon suit and screw attack and other suits and stuff,
Yeah.
not this time.
Screw attack
Seekers
early is
wasn't
kind of a
bad.
common at this point, but
It seems
Phazon
that
City's
way,
not.
yeah. I think the other seed that Reed and I did a couple weeks ago also had a really early screw attack.
I've seen
Yeah.
that a lot in just seeds that have been run for practice. I've seen a few Bash Prime seeds, and yeah, those all have like early screw attack. And the other big trait, Sank entrance. That always seems to have something important. Not this game. Not this game.
No, not this
Yeah,
time.
no, I didn't feel like checking there with just cannonball, so I was like, yeah.
With boost being the last logical key for that one anyway, and being go mode, yeah, Sank entrance was not going to be a factor tonight.
Yeah, not at all.
Thank goodness.
I get it.
So, did you all enjoy me going insane in the Phazon Mines elevator?
A little bit.
What I need context for this because I was able to relatively clear phase on mines pretty easily.
Well,
Wave Beam was our go mode?
Wave beam.
Oh,
they didn't
wow.
get that
Oh
until
my
well
God.
past the 2-hour mark, my friend.
Yeah, and like I showed up.
Wow.
I basically cleared everything else I could do in the game without Wave Beam, like an
Ooh.
hour and a half in. And after that, I was just having some fun in the Phazon Mines elevator, waiting to get my way. Keep in mind, also keep in mind, clearing everything else. This includes doing reverse gravityless frigate.
Yep.
Oh,
Did
God.
that.
I
Didn't
only-
lose any time. Did not lose time.
Yeah?
Actually, wait. Did you? I can't remember. Wait, Ice Beam wasn't Wave Beam locked, right?
Ice Beam
Nope.
was not
It was
Wave
not.
Beam locked.
It was in
It
Mining Station B.
It was
So-
dark. It was dark in Seekers lock, but Seekers were right next to Dark Beam.
So
Behind
why
Dark Beam.
didn't you go to mines from the back then?
Getting mines to the back requires Wave Beam to either go through Magmore or through Fendrana.
You can go to
The door out of the workstation elevator leading to Thardis
Oh,
needs
that's
wave
right.
beam.
Yeah,
and
That's
yeah,
where
okay,
that's where
that's right.
Robo was
processing
waiting.
needs
That's
wave
where
beam.
Robo was
Also,
waiting.
to get into Thardis, you would need wave beam to energize the door.
Oh, I did Thardis from behind, so.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
you
that-
need
Yeah,
that's
to get
still-
from
that's still
behind,
part
you
of
would
wave
also
beam.
need wave beam.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I was like, I got V found my wave beam really early, like while I was still in Finjana. Oh no, it was while I was doing IBDF. So,
that's right, because you were out of bounds when that came
Mhm.
through.
Yep.
Oh, that was a fun
Yeah.
seed.
It was.
Yeah, no, that was a
I've gotta-
fantastic first seed for
Yeah.
this.
I've
That was
got
a
to get my
real
Wii
joy
running.
to commentate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I've
was
gotta get
2
my Wii
hours.
running.
2 hours of it was a fun seed.
well,
That
be
remaining
Yeah.
37 minutes.
we've
The
had
last half hour, I felt
I
myself
was,
waning.
I was
a
not
little
expecting to have to pull out 2 wall crawls in that first scene of the tournament, but hey.
I think
It
that's
was
part of how
funny.
CGC works. There's a lot
Yeah.
more room for out of bounds and other crazy stuff like Graviolus Frigate.
It was funny
no, I
because you
just-
were in the middle of the out of bounds and like, oh hey, there's your ice beam. Oh,
Wait. Yeah.
oh, I'm out
No,
of bounds. I shouldn't
Yeah.
be out of bounds.
I mean, it's
I'm-
fine. The only trouble I really had was just loading Hall of the Elders, but
I mean, that's pretty much what happened on my end. I was in the middle of that one wall crawl when
You
Robo
couldn't-
found my dark suit. I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to be here. I'm getting back inbound and I am running to bosses.
yeah.
Yeah, and all 3 of the races we've had so far have been very different, but still very interesting
Mhm.
races in general. Like 3, like almost totally different seeds.
My
Like, we had-
prediction was that the CGC would make things more varied, and it did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
No
Oh,
kidding.
100%.
we
I'm very
had
much a fan.
we had a middle of the road seed starting on Monday. We
Mhm.
had the relatively fast seed on Tuesday, and this seed, which logically was a bit of a nightmare, but you folks still
Yeah.
managed to get it sub 3 hours.
Who needs logic?
To be
Yeah,
fair, it was starting. It was looking like it would be really fast at the beginning, but then just beams didn't show
Yeah.
up for me.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Fendrana Shoreline, you walk in, you're like, wow, and then you're like, wait a minute, I
Mhm.
still can't do anything.
Yo.
Plasma beam is so good, except I can't use any of the doors that it opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me struggling with early Aegon. Like, where's my bombs? Please give me my bombs. Why
Yeah,
does
I
everything
need
require
bombs.
bombs?
It's actually
Everything
funny
has to
'cause-
have bombs.
Shows
It's
her
such a foreign feeling not being able to walk into Torva's energy controller. You made it all the way to Torva's and you can't get in. You
Yup.
can't get in.
Yeah.
Let me in.
Let me in! Let me in!
I am definitely gonna have to watch the VOD later.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this
I'll
definitely
recommend
seems like
this
there's a
one.
lot of comedy going on.
Yeah, and of interest, when Prime 1 got Plasma, there were only 4 checks in Logic with the current equipment, which was Ice Ruins East and West, Ice Temple, and Shoreline's Ice. 2 of those checks had major items.
3 checks, remember? That was bombs too.
Ice Temple and
Bombs, Echo,
Shorelines.
and
The 2
Thermal.
Ice Ruins.
2.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
2
you're
ice
right.
runes. Yeah.
You're right.
The
You're
2
right.
Ice Ruins, the 2 Ice Ruins didn't have anything. So yeah, 2 out of 4. Although having said that, bombs did lock wave beam, so I guess you can argue that Thermal was involved in that plasma.
I guess.
Technically.
Or
Yeah.
plasma was involved in the bombs, rather.
Did
Thermal, though. The
oh
thermal was kind of
Emblem? I need to ask. Did you get worm baited?
I was getting a little bit worm bait. I was like, I actually said to Turbo Scott at one point, I was like, is this a Morbus bait? This feels like a Morbus bait.
But the thing is, you didn't have the bombs. You couldn't have fought a Morbus if you wanted to. That's the funny thing. The seed was like, okay, we're gonna tempt you, and we're just not gonna let you actually do anything.
I think I was just missing the last key. We never ended up finding it, so
No, you got all
I-
3.
did we?
Profane Path.
Oh,
No, Phase on Grounds had the key. Profane Path, we
Phase on
think,
Ground,
had
yeah.
Prime.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
right.
gotcha.
It
Path.
had bombs.
Profane
Yeah.
Path,
just
we
never
think,
picked
had
up
Prime
that third
power
key.
bombs.
So
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
yeah, by the time I got that, by the time I got bombs, I'm pretty sure I already had the hint that said Morbus was dead. So, you know.
I guess the last thing I'd want to talk about is just the like unfortunate emulator issues that we had.
Yeah, I've got to get my Wii working.
Yeah.
That was 3 crashes kind of killed me.
Yeah, it kind of did. I don't.
Yeah.
Now the difference is
I don't
another.
think it
I
would've-
think you might have lost anyways. It would
Oh,
be
yeah.
very slim, but you still.
It would have been a
was
lot
still-
closer.
I
but
might have finished before Robo Scout, but it would
Maybe.
still be really close.
it would have been a lot
Yeah,
closer.
yeah,
but
yeah.
those crashes having to go back and get
Yeah.
STKs. It's like that's why as soon as he got Cannonball for me, I'm like, nope. I know I'm right here and
Mhm.
under transit to go get this again. But before I
Yeah.
crash again, I'm going to boost Guardian.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, you losing Cannonball wasn't actually because of the crash.
No,
Funny
that was
enough.
just because of dumb.
I like how I had to die to boost Guardian once, leave, and then come back with cannonballs. Like, hey, I'm back, and this time I've got half.
That's going to be amazing to rewatch.
Emblem also
Yeah,
did crash
gonna
once
be
near the end game, but him being absolutely paranoid with saving did save him some time.
He
they
basically
didn't cause a
lost
big deal.
nothing at all.
So both
No
Echoes
items
players
lost.
had crashes galore, is what I'm hearing.
Well, technically, I lost an E-tank, but that ended up not being terribly important.
I mean, you had 7 before that E-tank that you lost. So
Yeah.
It's not exactly like you
As I
couldn't have
said,
done.
not terribly relevant.
How about that
Both-
bullying by EI3 at the end? That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
I saw
was.
that. I was getting
Yeah.
kind of concerned. I was like, "Come on, shoot him with your gun before you get murdered."
That's
You
exactly
were
like, you know what?
bullied.
Nope, I'm over it. I'm shooting him. I'm just shooting him.
Yeah, that was you were going you were going too high. You know, the problem is that the hitboxes are kind of like at the feet. They're very very low, but you were just sort of screwing into the hips. You know, that's too high. Doesn't get you anywhere.
Reed, you told me you were going low.
I thought I was. I was getting
Well-
bounced around a little.
Well, you were both Echoes, but Emblem and Reed, you were both getting bullied by Burring 3. He was just flat out uncooperative to both of you tonight.
Rude.
Yeah. At least I
Um,
one-cycled Emperor Ing 1. That was
This
nice.
is what happens when you
That's
replace your
great.
brain with a ball of light. You lose all your manners. You no longer become a member of polite society.
Yeah, but you have acquired lamp.
Mm.
Lamp.
Lamp.
Give me the lamp.
By the way, tip for you, Reed. I don't know if you know this, Emblem, but don't lock on to Dark Samus 4 when she's in the like Phazon Sphere thing. It actually makes it more consistent, and you can like her missiles actually don't lock on you if you don't lock onto her.
Really?
Yeah,
I was
That's
not aware of that.
interesting.
yeah. You can just like step to the side. It'll just completely miss you.
That's
Huh.
really interesting. That said, I've never had any trouble dodging the missiles. It's just a matter of like picking them up,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
if not locking on makes it easier to scoop them up, then I guess that would make
Yep,
sense.
it does.
Or maybe something
actually,
different, right?
it actually does.
That is something I'm gonna have to play around with then.
All right.
That
Well-
said, I have people pulling me away, so I think this is probably a good place to call it.
Yeah, I was about to ask any final
Yeah.
comments before we wrap things
Final
up.
comment: I didn't forget Crossway.
No, you did not.
Yeah,
We got Crossway.
I'm happy I didn't have another Varia landing site incident.
Yep, not today. Not today.
Oh dear.
Very
All
early
right,
students.
folks.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Well-
calling it. All right. Goodbye, guys. See you
All
next
right.
mission.
Well, before
See you
we
next
do go,
mission.
well, before we do go, we do need to, do all the
plug
usual
everyone.
house cleaning. So again, we want to shout out all 4 of our runners: Robo Scout, Reed Whaley, Emblem, and THK for their fantastic performance in this race. Pierre Roulette, thank you so much for joining me here in the booth this evening. We were going to be joined by Lenifus, but he was not able to join us this evening.
That's
But,
unfortunate.
Yeah.
we
But it
will
was
be-
great having you here.
Indeed. But we will be back. Currently, our next scheduled race is Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That is going to be German Galaxy versus Infinite Speed Squad. So definitely be ready for that. We've got a lot of matches coming up,
Ooh.
especially over the 2 weekends. 3 over this weekend and 1 more on next Sunday. That's going to culminate with Baja Blood and Ginger Crisp versus Bash Prime and Digglerath. I cannot wait
Oh,
for that
boy.
race.
What
Yeah,
could
that-
possibly
that-
go wrong?
I already
No,
signed up to comment
oh,
because that's going to be
man.
such an epic race.
Yeah,
That
I
is, these are
cannot
some
wait for
top
that one.
tier
I-
players.
That is going to be a race.
I'm sure none of the mods will be researching seeds ahead of time so they can deliver them.
Maybe they'll
No,
maybe they'll
no,
just
no.
ask
Gosh.
maybe they'll just ask me to roll the seed. I am one of the best seed rollers after all.
I think
They should
Reggie
get
is.
me to do it.
I think Uncle Reggie is called dibs on that one.
Oh boy.
Although,
Uncle Reggie
speaking of the
doesn't mean Uncle Reggie. It just means Reggie feeds me. He's gonna roll the seed. He's that excited.
although I think we need to think the real challenge of the seed, getting this scheduled. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
gosh.
Today was the only day for like
it
the
ended up being it took us like 3 days to figure out this was the only time we could have done this over the course of like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Scheduling issues, that's the real enemy.
Yeah, that's why we have 2 weeks to do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
The real Dark Samus was the scheduling we did along the way.
Yeah.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's wrap this up now.
Indeed, folks. So
Yeah.
thank you,
Alright.
folks, for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you next mission, folks. Take care.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.